I was stuck between.
Hello, everybody.
I was stuck between. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello, everybody. Oh my god, I'm not muted.
I was stuck between. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello,
You're not supposed to
everybody.
be muted. You're supposed to be here
No,
for the
I
people.
meant my stream on the other side wasn't muted, so I was
Oh my.
hearing myself.
Hmm. Nope. I
All
don't know, Mr.
right.
Jackson.
Okay, we're gonna do some
I
we're
will
gonna do some
wash.
Final Fantasy VII. Do you have your meeting tonight, Richard?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
In 1.5 hours.
Ew. Look, Rich, it's the look at all the stuff.
Share your screen in Discord so I can look at
I
it.
did.
All right, I'm going upstairs. Come on. You coming, bud? Come on.
I did share my screen. I wish you'd play it with me. Just to stream it.
Mm. Why do you hate me?
I don't
Why do
hate
you
you.
want me to be hurt?
I love you, Richard. Let me know when you're
I love you
close.
too, but not enough to power wash right now. That and I only have like 45 minutes, an hour and change.
That's a
Ooh,
perf.
look, it's the bike.
Yeah, and then look here.
Oh, that's the car. Well, it's the car now. There it is. That's the car I wanted to see. The
Yep,
original.
they've got that one.
Oh no, that one. Yes, the freaking pickup. I love that thing.
I've got to clean that too. Whoop. I've got to clean this one.
The Shinra Electric Power Company.
Look at this bike. This is Cloud's bike. I was so excited when they added in the Final Fantasy VII pack.
Oh boy, things were happening there for a second.
On what? There we go. Cleaning vehicles is like my least favorite thing.
Is it all the
Like the little tiny nooks and
parts?
crannies.
Yeah. Imagine having to do it in real life without all the what's it called? Without all the glowing parts.
Oh, right. Without all the parts that are like, here you go. Yeah, Tyler's been doing really well. I always pop in.
he he's killing it on multiple different what's it called, on multiple different platforms, because he's been doing a lot of reels that are getting a crazy amount of views. He's been doing a lot. But I also know that from talking to him that like exhausting at times, because there's always got to be something next. And
Mm-hmm.
the second that you slump for a little bit is when everything kind of disappears and you end up back at, number one. You got a lot of money.
Huh?
So you got a lot of money.
Showed it.
My lunch is over already. I quit.
Look how pretty the car is, Rich.
I expect either Heidegger or public security, Heidegger of public security or Professor Hojo of research and development to call upon your services at some point as well. Oh, Reeve hit you up. That's interesting.
We need to plan when we're going through Final Fantasy VII again.
Mhm. Well, let's get a time schedule. You want to do like Final Fantasy Mondays? No, you need to sleep on Mondays. It would be Monday for me, Sunday night, or I guess Tuesday morning
Well,
for you.
Mondays
But
is,
you
is
need to
like
sleep. Though.
D&D.
That's why I was saying you need to sleep. I was thinking during the day because I'm off, but you need to sleep so that you can play D&D. But we could try for Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I don't think I've ever seen this little pickup truck clean.
What, this one?
Yeah, it's always been a little, like even when you have it in the game and Barrett's on the back of it,
Oh, yeah, it's still just dirty.
it's all rusty and junked up.
You know, honestly, one of my favorite games to play is Car Mechanic Simulator. Because even though I give like a rat's ass about cars, like it's just oddly relaxing.
Well, you know me. Relaxing for everyone else means anxiety filled for me.
I understand, but I was just telling you about.
That's cool, though. Oh, I
You
think
know,
the car mechanic simulator is cool because it kind of shows you. I mean, of course, it's not going to tell you exactly how to fix every car, but it gives you a little bit of an idea.
honestly, is like I didn't know anything about cars. Like I knew how to change a battery and like a tire. Other than that, they ran on magic to me. But like now that I've have like a considerable amount of hours, like I can confidently tell you like how to find the spark plug and shit like that, which I think is really cool.
Right.
Or like where certain things go. And it's like you don't think you're gonna learn it, but the more you play, like you do learn it.
Well, I felt the same way. Like I almost got the PC Builder Simulator.
I have that. It is stressful.
Building a PC is stressful. You know this.
Yes, I do.
I got fat fingers and a lot of tiny spaces and tiny screws.
I understand that, my friend. Welcome in, Mira.
Mira, welcome in.
I joined this one guy's stream not too long ago, and I was watching. It was the first time I've ever seen him, and I like the second I joined, he was like, "Welcome in, sweet tea," and I was like, "Oh," and that made me stay because he immediately welcomed me in, even though I hadn't said anything or even been there for like very long. So
So is there something that you can add on to your like Streamlabs to tell you when people join?
Uh,
Or I guess like is it a bot that says somebody's come in?
They're kind of, but it's more of like so like TikTok tells you when people join immediately, and they tell you
Oh,
who's been there.
I guess for me having only streamed on Twitch, Twitch don't tell you a damn thing.
No.
The number just goes up every so often.
Oh, I'm itchy. Okay, that's the engine on the bike. Where's the bike at? What'd I do? There we go. Bike. Front something. There we go. Such a badass bike. You alright, Taylor?
Yeah.
You still just got a bunch of dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh. You just were real quiet. I was just making sure. Alright, now I gotta clean. What else I need? The cab door frame. What you doing, Rich? Cab panel. What does that mean? What's a cab panel? Ah, got it. Okay. Hey, Rich. There we go. You back, Rich?
That was me.
Ah, Alyssa!
Yee!
Hi, friend.
Hi, friend.
Rich muted. I don't know if he fell asleep
Oh.
or if he's on the phone. Could be any number of things, really. I was saying this kind of car that I'm cleaning, I didn't believe was a real type of car until I lived in Europe and I saw one. This tiny little car. I was like,
Oh,
I was
you
like,
didn't think they were real?
no. I
Oh
thought
my
they were. I
god.
thought they were made for the game, and then I saw one, and I was like, oh my god, it's my type of car. I'm sharing my screen, by the way, if you wanted to watch while he's eating.
I'm already watching.
Well, hell yeah. Rich voted that I do the Final Fantasy VII pack first.
It sounds good.
It's the Scorpion. Oh, he said he had to take a call. He'll BRB.
See? There he goes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at the Scorpion, Alyssa. Look at it.
Scorpion.
That's like the first thing you fight. That's like the first boss. Whee! I was telling him it's like one thing that, and I was also telling Stream, one thing that I did expect to like as much as I did, like stream wise, was Car Mechanic Simulator. Cause like I give a flying fuck about cars, but like it is such a relaxing game to me. That and like
You did like the car mechanic
yeah,
simulator game.
and I didn't think I would, but like, and from playing that, I can confidently tell you where certain things go in a car.
She played it for a really long time.
Yeah, like a long time. And like still to this day I play it. Like it's one of the games I refuse to uninstall because I go back to it so much.
I hear you.
It's like my go-to relax game.
Whose baby is that? Oh, never mind.
Whose goddamn white baby is that?
Some baby walking down the street by himself. And that his mom was just right behind him.
So leave that baby alone. He's got places to be.
He did have places to be.
Taylor's living it up in the Hogwarts.
Hell yeah. Trying to remember how to do these stores.
Which stores are they?
Those like puzzle doors.
How's your dinner, Alyssa? Is it delicious?
It is. It's got lots of protein and fiber.
Oh my god.
I think a little folate.
Oh my god.
Health is wealth. Although I did have to use vegetable oil to make it because I didn't have olive oil.
Is olive oil like better than vegetable oil? Asking for a friend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but also I just like the taste of it better. And the smell. When I'm cooking, I don't like the smell of like canola oil or vegetable oil when it's cooking. I prefer olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil.
I think it was you I was telling it to the other day. It's like, I love, oh, it was you and Rich where we were talking about like eggs and stuff. And it's like, chicken and eggs are like, I absolutely cannot stand the smell of while they're cooking. But like, they're good when they're done.
I don't mind the smell of eggs or chicken. I don't mind the smell of most foods when I'm cooking. I like the smell of food in general, but, you know, mostly my food because that's what I'm cooking. But I like the smell of food when it's cooking.
I like it when
Unless
all
it's
the when all the ingredients are
Unless it's
mixed
like
in.
chitlins,
Or-
absolutely not.
Yeah, no, it's like I like it when all the ingredients are mixed in, but for some reason, like the smell of chicken when it's cooking grosses me out so bad. Like raw chicken.
Raw chicken.
Like when you
I
okay,
don't think I've ever.
it's like when you first open it from the pack is what I mean. Like that smell that hits you. Like I don't like the smell of raw chicken.
You may have had some bad chicken because I don't know if I've ever encountered like a smell that hit me.
Well, it's also my sense of smell is like 1,000 times better.
I mean,
I can't do it. I mean I do, I cook it, but it's like it's not like a rancid
it's
like
just like
seafood smell.
it's not like pungent. It's not like noticeable unless I like picked it up and held it to my face and sniffed it. But even then, it's not like a bad smell or like an off-putting smell.
Yeah. Well, to me it's like I feel like I'm picking it up to my face and sniffing it.
Hmm.
It just makes me unhappy.
Yeah. I understand. I understand. I'm thinking, and I don't think I've ever, unless the meat was actually like going bad.
Uh-huh.
I've never smelled like a piece of raw meat and been like, ugh. I've always been like, yeah, it smells fresh, it smells clean.
Yeah.
It smells like a clean piece of raw meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, it's fine. It's not like it's just me. It's my nose.
I'm trying to think of if there is something outside of chitlins that I don't like the smell of.
Gumbo.
Why would I not like the smell of gumbo?
I hate the smell of gumbo cooking. But then again, it was like my stepdad would cook gumbo, and I think that's not a.
I don't think your stepdad knows how to cook gumbo.
That's not a gumbo issue. That's a I think a family issue.
That's a you should have had gumbo from someone who knows how to make gumbo issue.
Well, to be fair, like he was raised in the Philippines, and then he was born in Alabama, raised in Alabama. So like he knows how to make like I guess his version. And everyone who's had his version of gumbo said it's good. It's just, but also I can't have like.
I'm sure
seafood
they
or
have.
nothing.
Mm. My mom's cousin made some gumbo when I went to New Orleans, and it was off the chain.
Nice. Did you? Are you following the whole Gypsy Rose stuff on TikTok?
No, I don't pay attention to that woman.
Oh, it's my favorite. Oh my god, I'm always there for the tea. It is my favorite thing in the entire world.
Jesus, what's she doing now?
Well, she got a new accent now. Like, you know how
Did she have an old accent?
Oh, you didn't know she changes her accent all the time.
I don't pay attention to Gypsy Rose.
Oh my god. So, you know she talks like this, right? So, like, she...
No, I don't even know what this woman looks like.
Oh my god. Okay, so, like, she's hella messy. Hella messy. And so, like...
I'm getting that sense.
She was on TikTok the other day, and she did a live. And, like, normally she talks like this. But then she was on live the other night, and she's like, "It's been 3 months since I texted you," and they're like, "Where did this accent come from?"
Oh my!
It's amazing.
Oh boy!
It's so messy. She's so messy.
Hmm.
What?
Hmm?
What's wrong?
No, I got a bag of candy from that shop.
Mhm.
Sour Punch Bites, Rad Reds, strawberry, watermelon, cherry, and raspberry flavored. They're pretty good.
Oh, nice. You finna be floating here soon? Are they those kind of candies?
Mm-mm.
Just candy, like regular candy.
I thought they were, but now I need to check.
I was gonna say, like, you good? You gonna be all right?
We already have 4 pieces. I don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's just plain candy. You had me wondering. You almost got me.
I felt the fear. You're like, wait, I've had 4 pieces. I don't know.
They also had you'll have to forgive me because I don't know the difference without like looking it up first.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Japanese because the writing did not look Japanese.
Okay.
Possibly Korean snacks in there.
Ooh.
Yeah. They look pretty good. I didn't grab one. There was a bag there that looked like some Cheetos.
Ooh.
And I was tempted. And then I was like, nah.
I want some Cheetos. I'm gonna have to make a trip to the American
You're
food
gonna have
store.
to exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to go to the American food store and get yourself some Cheetos, I guess.
We have like an American import candy store here, and like you can get like the cereals that are like super bad for you. And I was like, I'm gonna go get some like, I'm gonna go get a few things. Also,
What are cereals that are bad for you, like the kid cereals?
yeah, like what's the one I got not too long ago? Oh, the French Toast Crunch.
This is the Silverman.
I've always been on Honey Bunches of Oats or like a granola
I really
crunch kind of girl.
My grandma raised me on Pops.
Corn Pops.
Yeah, I
Gotta
love
have my
corn.
Pops.
I
My
love
mom loved Corn Pops.
I love them.
I remember there was a stint where I liked Frosted Flakes a lot.
I do love Frosted Flakes.
Like 2 bowls for breakfast. Loved the Frosted Flakes.
Yes. I still, to this day, will eat Pops like anytime.
I'll have peanut butter crunch every once in a blue moon. Very rare though.
You know how I am with peanut
Mostly
butter.
I eat grape beans,
I haven't
honey, and almond.
I haven't been able to eat peanut butter since the incident.
I don't know what that means.
I told you about that, where Kelsey and I, you know the big Peter Pan jars of peanut butter that you can get from Sam's? The ones that are like bigger than your shin?
Yeah.
Like, when Kelsey and I were like 15 and 13, her mom had bought one of those, and we sat up one night and we're like, I wonder if we could eat this whole thing. And she's like, yeah, let's try it. And then we both sat up all night eating the whole thing, and I have not been able to eat peanut butter since. Like, it's
That
very
sounds like
rare.
something that would stop me from eating peanut butter.
It's very rare. Like, every now and then I'm like, ooh, peanut butter sandwich. I take one bite and instantly I'm like, oh.
I will never ruin peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for myself.
That's the thing, it's like I love a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but like, it's like,
I cannot give it
can't
up.
do
And I know that people in Europe and places in Europe are like, we don't, like, it's crazy. That's a terrible combination. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not telling you. You don't have to believe me. I don't care. I love me some peanut butter with, I prefer jam. I don't like jelly.
Yeah.
And preserves don't belong on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I prefer using jam.
So, we have peanut butter here, they just don't use it for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
For sandwiches.
Yeah, and then I had
They
Kevin...
probably use it more for, like, sauces, condiments.
Yeah, so I had Kevin try a peanut butter and jam sandwich, and he loved it.
Love peanut butter and jam. Raspberry jam? Fucks my shit up.
You know what I really want to learn how to make? I want to learn how to make, like, my own jellies and stuff. Like, jelly and jam and stuff.
I mean,
Like, I
jam
follow
is literally just like, cook the fruit down with, like a little sugar and lemon.
I watched this one girl who like, canned...
If you want to
like...
add sugar. You can do honey or agave if you didn't want to do sugar.
I love honey.
Or, you know, if you get your fruit, and with you being in Europe, it's probably easier, but, like, I'd have to go to, like, a farmer's market to get some good shit. But if you have good fruit that's, like, ripe and in the right season or time period for it to be super sweet, you probably don't have to add any sort of
Well,
sweetness to it.
in my village, every Wednesday and Saturday we have like it's like a farmer's market, but it's where people go to buy their fresh fruit and eggs and
Yeah,
stuff
go
like
to
that.
that.
And like so I watch this one girl on TikTok and she's real southern. Like she's so southern she brings my accent back southern. And like she makes her own like she'll can her own fruit. She makes her own like jalapeno, it's like a
Mhm.
jalapeno jelly stuff, and everyone loves it. And like jalapeno, it's like a jam, but it's like strawberry or it's cherries and jalapeno. And she's like, I make this for all my friends. They love it, and like I really want to learn how to like make my own jellies and jams and.
Hell yeah. My mom used to make strawberry preserves all the time. She would sit like every, I want to say like 6 to 8 months, and she would can like 20 jars of preserves. And when we had like waffles or pancakes, that is all we put on it. We ran through those preserves so fast every time. It was so good.
You
Yeah.
know, another thing
She
I
used to do a
really,
little bit of canning.
oh, I really want to. I would love to do it to the
Do
point that I
it.
could do it. And I
It's
want to.
easy.
I want to.
It's I mean, it's a process, but like
Yeah.
you'll get it down.
I've got time. What else do I do?
You
I
put
wanna.
the thing in the jar. You make sure it's clean, sterilized. You put it
Yeah.
in the hot water, but don't make it too tight. You let it cool. You seal it. You date it. Store it. Boom.
You know, another
Does
thing I
that have to be the
really
whole
want to
thing?
do.
Mason jars.
I want to learn
What?
how to make my own apple butter.
Also incredibly easy.
Yeah.
You could do all of these things like tonight if you have the ingredients in your kitchen.
Now hold on.
You can make a jar of apple butter literally right now.
I'm busy right now, but like
Put the camera on. Get in the kitchen.
that would mean I would have to put pants on, and I'm not about that life right now.
Put the camera on and get to the kitchen.
And do just like a cooking stream.
Yeah, actually.
That'd be
I
fun.
love watching cooking streams. They were alright. I watch a cooking stream, I've watched a crocheting stream.
Let me tell you. Okay, so I love to crochet. I was like, I want to try to knit. I got the stuff. I got like a small set of for like knitting. When I tell you, I hated every second of it.
Or my.
Knitting is so hard for no reason.
Yes.
Knitting
and,
is hard for no reason. I'm slow. I need to crochet.
And my
I
nanny
don't get knitting.
My nanny always told me, she's like, you know, it's always been a thing. Like, if you love to crochet, usually you'll hate knitting. She's like, there's a very few that like both. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to try it because I love to crochet, but I just want to learn something new. And so I was like, let me try knitting. So I got me a small set of knitting needles and a little bit of like a different kind of yarn that it's for like beginners. I did it for like 45 minutes and I hated every second of it. I hated the feel of it, the sound of it. I was angry. Kevin's like, I don't think this is for you. And I was like, I think you're right, player.
Be like that.
I hate this. I hated every fucking second of it.
I understand. You know what I want to try? Pottery.
Oh my god, yes.
I want to try throwing some clay.
Oh my god, I could see you being.
Throw
good
that
at throwing
clay like
some
a
clay.
throw this ass.
Oh my god.
I've thought about
Not throw this
at
ass.
least getting what's it called? Like, is it polymer clay? Right, or like molding clay, and then I can like shape it into something and then pop it in the oven and bake it.
You should. I was just gonna say, why don't you get like the dry clay or whatever that you can do and just do it in the oven, like they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
You
I think there's a place
should.
in town that does, not here but back home. Well, I mean there probably is some here, but there's a place back home that'll let you like come in and do it. But I think you have to make an appointment. Their hours are weird, and I work all week, so I just haven't done it.
You know what I really enjoyed? I really enjoyed when we went and we painted the pottery. That was really fun. Like that was.
That's
so...
it. That's the same place that does
Oh.
the wheel. It's been a minute, but the last time I was there, I just went in with some headphones and just played some music and painted a few pieces and then left.
Yeah, like I wanted to.
I just commandeered a table and painted like 3 different giant things, and like I had a Starbucks coffee. It was a whole day date.
I want to do the ones that you can do. That's like the wine and painting or whatever.
Those are really fun. I've done a couple of those.
I
I've done a
want
few
to
of those.
do one. I'm not a big wine drinker, but I think it would be. I just think it would be really fun, just the experience.
I did one with Jana, one with Sandra, one with Angel and Jasmine. It was really fun. The one that I went to with Angela and Jasmine was in Nashville, I believe.
Oh.
And that was, I think that was Jasmine's idea. She's always planning my birthday, so she always knocks it out the park. We went to this place that was Black owned, and they were playing like 90s, early 2000s hip hop and R&B.
Yes.
It was a great time. We had so much fun.
That sounds fun.
It was.
Another thing I want to learn how to do is I want to learn how to do like the rug tufting, like where you make it. And there's a place that does it. Yes, and there's a place that does it, and I really want to try it. Like I watch, if I ever come across videos on TikTok of somebody like you know where they like stretch the material out and they draw it with the projector and stuff, and like I never skip those. They're so much fun.
I think it'll be a great hobby. And then the first time I do one, I know my brain is going to shut off halfway through and be like, I'm tired of this. I need to do something else. There's so much
brain
rug
is
to
just
finish.
gonna keep it.
That's not an activity that is good for my brain.
Yeah.
I would not finish it. I'd have so many unfinished rugs. That's why I have so much yarn and unfinished crochet projects.
That's what I'm saying, and that's another thing about like having ADHD is they say like people with ADHD are always looking for like new hobbies, and it's like, and it sucks because I legitimately want a hobby. I'm not trying to find just a new one. I want like a hobby that's not just gaming.
No.
But I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can take up traveling, but it's expensive.
I would love to just travel. I want to be one of those like
wealthy people.
travel blog girlies.
I mean, you could.
Like today, I'm going to Istanbul.
There's a guy that's pretty cool. He's blind. He's a blind traveler, and he goes around rating accessibility around Europe and the U.S.
I don't
know if he's been to Canada yet.
I follow a girl that does that, and she's like, I'm blind, I travel here, 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 and here, and like, this is how accessible it was, and it's like, I kind of do that on TikTok a little bit, where I like tell people like, oh, like, this is different than what I've experienced, the differences between like here in the US and like here and other places I've been.
There's another guy who uses a wheelchair, and he unfortunately did not have the best of times around Europe.
I think that
which
really
I guess is understandable because he went to a few places, but you know, because a lot of the buildings are really old and they're not gonna tear them down. Obviously, you know, they're historical. But that means I also can't like renovate them and add lifts to them. And the ones that do have lifts, some of them aren't in the best of condition or have the best access, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Also, for everyone out there listening, happy Disability Month. I'm not happy that you're disabled, but at least they're celebrating us.
Did you just learn that it was Disability Month?
Yeah, Kevin told me. I was excited about it.
I used to celebrate it when I worked at the hospital.
I think my thing is I really want something that.
And October is Domestic Violence Awareness and Breast Cancer Awareness.
There's a retinitis pigmentosa awareness, but I don't remember which month it is. Which doesn't say much good about me, who has retinitis pigmentosa.
Well, you know, You don't have to celebrate everything.
I'm just like, I don't know. But like,
You
speaking
know
of,
it's important to you, and that's all that really matters.
whatever it is, I fuck with it.
There you go.
But no, for all joking aside, like hobby wise, like I am looking for something to do. Like I said, I tried knitting, and I hated it. No offense to those
Mm.
who knit out there, like more power to you.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
jealous.
kudos, because knitting is honestly, it's a talent. It's a gift.
I'm like jealous of
My
those.
hands and my mind just don't even
Yes.
bother to compute.
Those who can knit, like, I'm jealous of you. I wish
Teach a man to knit. Wait.
he could make his own clothes. Teach a man to fish, but I knew where you were
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make it make sense for knitting.
Teach a, teach,
Take a man, give a man a knitted shirt, and he'll
wear it.
never know how to knit. Teach a man how to knit, and he'll knit for life. I don't know.
What? Give a man a knitted shirt, he'll wear it and be like, oh, this is nice. Teach a man to knit, and then he can make his own clothes. You don't have to give him shit no more.
Hashtag knitting.
Hashtag knitting.
Well, I don't know what hobby you're gonna pick, but I hope it's good.
Me too. Hashtag blind people ADHD problems.
I get it. I got it. Teach a man to knit and he'll throw more fits. Wait, hold on. I said it wrong. Give a give a man a knitted shirt. Well, never mind. That doesn't rhyme anymore.
I love that you've just been silently thinking about this.
You belong with
You're
us,
like, wait,
Taylor.
I got it. Damn.
I was
That
almost
first part
onto something.
sounded good.
But,
Yeah, you were close. You were close. I was feeling
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Teach a man
But then
to knit.
the word shirt throws it
Oh.
off.
It really does.
Wait.
Yeah, but the last part can be, but teach a man to knit, and you don't have to give him shit, right?
That was
And
good.
then-
That's good.
Wait.
And then
Give a man a no wait.
Hmm.
Give a man a fit.
Somebody in the stream in the chat, can you help us?
Give a man a fit. And
Give a man a fit.
like fit is enclosed. Give a man a fit.
Give a man a knitted fit.
Yeah, give a man a knitted fit, and he's oh fuck.
And he'll look legit.
He'll give a man a knitted fit and he'll look legit. Teach a man to knit and you ain't gotta give him shit. I love that
every
rap.
time a man throws a fit, you have to knit. Teach a man to knit, then you don't have to give him shit.
Then you
I
don't
know.
owe him shit. There you go.
Oh, there.
I love how what's the word? Give a man a knitted fit and just left.
Something it.
We did it. We all got there
This was
together.
complicated.
It was.
What a time.
As you can see, we are linguists. We didn't struggle with that
Quite
at all.
linguist. I took a linguistics class one time. That was fun.
You know what's even sadder is like I enjoy writing. I enjoy writing poetry. I enjoy writing in general, and I couldn't think of anything for that.
Why can't you just make that your hobby? Go write some stuff.
Because what am I gonna do with that?
I told you that we could start a Google Doc together.
Oh yeah, I
and
still want to. Yeah.
start a Google Doc together. We can do like weekly prompts or something.
Yes, I agree.
There
we
you
should.
go.
I still think we should do that.
Do it. It takes 2 seconds to set up a Google Sheet
Yeah.
and share it. But you're both in the middle of games right now, so.
But you're both in the middle of games right now.
Yeah.
You're the one that wanted the damn law.
I just. Oh, who's Kim fussing at? Tell her to leave Carlin alone.
I don't know what is going on over there.
Tell her to leave C Murder alone.
Not see murder.
So Rich calls her.
Oh my god. I didn't know she was a real G.
Is she a real G? I kind of want to play some Car Mechanic Simulator now.
I kind of don't like the controls for mouse and keyboard on this game. Because you have to, like... You have to switch between your spells, between 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's kind of like... I mean, I don't know, it's not that far, but for, like, combat, that's kind of, like, high up, you know?
I feel that.
I feel like it would be faster with, like, a scroll or something.
Also,
And it's easy just to hit the wrong one.
Yeah. I was also saying, Alyssa, like, I want to teach myself how to, like, sew.
You don't know how to sew? I feel like I remembered you telling me that Nani taught you how to sew.
I was very, very little, and then the sewing factory I worked at was, like, specific machines. Like, they weren't, like, free-handed sewing. It was, like... Like, each machine did a certain job.
You know what you actually might like? Needlepoint.
I can't see it, and I feel like I'd get mad. First time I poke my finger and bleed, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh my god. You could poke your finger and bleed sewing!
Well, that's why I haven't taught myself, and I said I'd like to.
Oh my god. You need to find a YouTuber that has a visual impairment and sews.
So I did actually find, there's this one woman who, like, teaches you to, like, sew clothes or whatever. And she starts to, like, so she'll have, like, an outfit, right? And she'll start with, like, the smallest piece of that outfit, like a scrunchie that goes with it. And then she moves on to, like, a bag. Like, the purse that goes with it. And then she moves on to, like, the clothes itself. And so it's, like, step by step, which I thought was really cool.
Nice. Do that. Follow that.
But it's, like, also, I am, and I'm not, like, complaining, don't get me wrong. I'm also, like, I don't want to start something that I'm not 100% like, man, I really want to do that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that'd be a waste. Like, I want something that really captures my interest to the point I'm like, man, I really want to do that, but I don't know what that is.
I mean, you also might not really find interest until you actually, like, try to do it.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I want something that, like, pulls my interest, like, enough that I'm like, oh, I may end up, like, actually really loving this. You know what I mean?
I mean, do you not have anything that does that?
No. Underwater basket weaving, but that's, like...
It sounds...
There's not really a market for that.
Underwater basket weaving?
Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, Taylor. So, back in my day... back in my day, when there was when somebody went to college for something that was absolutely useless, you could say, like, they might as well have majored in underwater basket weaving. It's like it's a real southern saying.
Oh.
Like, what'd you go to college for? I went communications, and it's like, alright. Well, underwater basket weaving, then.
Communications is a valuable major.
I couldn't think of another major, Alyssa. I was just an example.
History.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So, like, I went for underwater basket weaving.
I don't know about literally, but kind of useless unless you get, like, a master's degree.
Yeah. But
that's a lot of school, and a lot of money.
Yeah, that was an old saying, Taylor.
Now you know.
That's a crazy saying. I was thinking it was something real for a minute.
Could you imagine?
I mean, there's a lot of crazy things out there that I never heard of. I
Somewhere
wouldn't
out
doubt it.
there, some art school probably does have
You
a
like
basket
scuba
weaving.
diving and basket weaving? Boy, do I have a job for you.
It probably is a thing. Someone probably actually does this as a talent, and it's probably on TikTok as we speak.
It's like
Probably.
that. It's like that woman that makes like the menstrual clothes, like out of her own. Have you seen her? The one that like crochets with her own stuff.
Ew.
Yep.
No, and I would rather not.
Yep. There's a woman, and she's been around for years, like early 2000s. She like puts the yarn up there and crochets with it.
That's pretty gross.
Yep.
We don't have to talk about that anymore.
I didn't want to. That's why I was trying my best to use the littlest words as possible. It makes me feel queasy.
Anytime you wanted to stop explaining would have been fine with me.
I needed you to understand.
I know, I understood the first time.
Now you super understand. Underwater
I don't like it.
basket weaving.
I bet you if I open my phone up in a couple of hours, it's gonna have underwater basket weaving popping up.
Is it agree?
Well, because you know your technology listens to you.
Yep.
The technological wizards are hunting us down.
Oh my goodness.
I love that voice.
Soon they're gonna take over the world. Puddin' Pops.
Not
You could be a voice actor, honestly.
Thank you.
10 out of 10. That is honestly like one of my dreams. I would love to be a voice actor. I think Alyssa
would
would
be
be.
Thought
fun.
about it, but I
think
don't know
Alyssa would
how
be
much
amazing
like
at it.
side hustle money I could get from that. How do I even get started as a
Exactly.
voice
That's
actor?
the only reason I haven't.
Look for casting calls.
Mm.
I think
For
you'd
voices?
be amazing at it. You have such like a nice voice to listen to.
Well, what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna be like, "Can you do a Russian accent?" And I'm gonna be like,
No.
"No."
That's why you
Well, I mean,
try out
you-
for somebody who needs Russian. They'd be like, we need somebody who has a very calm voice, and you're not gonna walk in and they're gonna be like, all right, okay, we said calm.
Or
What we meant was
or an
Albanian.
ancient wizard. And be you got that one down.
You're right. I should add that to my resume. Can do
what is
ancient
your-
wizard sound.
What's your skill set? Well, I can sound like a wizard. I like to impersonate Bill Cosby.
All of my old people are really just different pitches of the same voice.
My old peoples, I like to sound like I'm demented. Like when
Doris
I do old people.
was Doris was the same voice, just high pitched. When we played that spaceship game.
Yes. Yes. So mine is all just very like my old people voices are like, huh? What do you say?
He's winded.
Yeah, he's very winded. I can't hear you say I'm already here.
You also have to talk real slow.
I also like talk like
Old
Nani.
people don't talk fast.
Like Nani will go, hello?
She did talk like that.
And when she gets to the phone, she goes, hello? I'm like, Nani, it's me. She's like, oh, hey.
My dad would go, hello, huh? What, huh? Who is this? Hello, it's Rudy. Like, Dad, it's me.
I love when your dad would answer the phone.
when he'd call me and I answered, he'd go, hello, hey, it's me, Dad. Like, I know it's you, Dad. I've known it's you for the last 30 years. I literally have your number saved as Dad.
What would crack me up is like I'd call your mom and your dad and hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello, it's
You're like,
Rudy.
"Yo, grab my phone. Rudy, grab my phone. Where's my phone? My phone ringing? Is my phone downstairs?
I'd be like, hey, it's Lindsay. He'd go, Lindsay, Yes, Mr. Rudy.
Iana, it's Lindsay.
Yeah, I'd be like, Mr. Rudy, it's Lindsay.
He had a stutter, and that's exactly how he'd say it.
Yep.
I miss my dad.
I'd be like,
I was thinking about my parents last night, actually.
I think about them all the time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Mr. Rudy, it's Lindsay, and he'd go, what? Lindsay? Lindsay? Yes, Mr. Rudy, it's Lindsay. Oh.
Jesse?
Who are you calling for? Yeah, he'd be like, who are you calling for? And I'm like, well, Miss Ayana, because that's the phone number I'm calling.
Anna.
Yeah, Ayana. And he'd be like, oh, well, how you doing? Tennessee, right? I'm like, yes.
He would always say rich in Texas. When Rich lived in New Jersey, I had to be like, Rich, played baseball with Andre. We went to high school together, graduated together. And you go, oh, yeah, it's Rick Whitaker, yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's him. And then when he moved, all of a sudden it like clicked for him, and he was like, oh yeah, Richard in Texas, and I was like, yeah, that's the same guy. How's he doing? Yeah, well, what's he up to? Do you like it? Is he going to see the Alamo?
You know,
He always asked if him and Mike went to see the Alamo yet.
I used to love, Kelsey's grandma, when she was real sick before she died, I used to go over and sit with her until Shane could get there. And I would go talk to her, and I'd come in, I'd be like, hey, Mama. She'd go, hey, Sarah. I'm like, it's still Lindsay. Ow, you look like Sarah. And I'm like, well.
Okay.
I'd go, I'm still Lindsay. And then 2 seconds later, hey, Sarah, could you have... I'm like, yes, okay, I'll just end this.
Did I ever tell you about the friend? I went to her house for the first time, and she was like, Mom, this is my friend Alyssa. She's from chorus. And she goes, oh, hey, Monica. And I just stared at her. I was like, huh?
Hey, Monica.
My friend was just like, what?
Oh my god,
I don't know where Monica came from. She was sweet though.
When I worked customer service, there was one day where this woman was being an absolute raging douchebag. She was so mean for no reason, right? And she'd be like, what's your name? And I was being nice. I'm like, okay, like, we can work through this. It's fine. We'll get through this together. Like, let me help you. And she'd be like, what's your name? And I said, ma'am, my name is Lindsay. And she'd go, Wendy? And I said, yes. It's like, I'm reporting you, Wendy. I'm like, okay, report me.
I do that too. If someone says Melissa, I'm like, yeah. I let one woman get away with Deborah.
Oh my god, I've gotten so many weird ones. It's usually Wendy. 9 times out of 10, I will always get Wendy. Because I'll be like, hi,
that makes sense.
Hi, I'll be like, thank you for calling so-and-so. My name is Lindsay. How can I help you? And it's not like I'm saying it like so fast that they don't understand me. I'm saying, hi, thank you for calling so-and-so. My name is Lindsay. How can I help you? And they'd be like, hi, Wendy. Yes, can I, like, no, that's, no, not, no. I'd go Lindsay. And I would correct them about 1 time. 1 or 2 times. And if I kept correcting them, nope. I'm Wendy.
I say this is Alyssa, and that's probably. I mean, I could hear it when I say it that they could mistake it for Melissa. So it's super close.
How do you get Wendy?
I always
Lindsay.
The NDAY in your name.
That means you were half listening, because I clearly said.
I mean, that's literally what it is. They're not listening clearly, and they hear Wendy.
What'd you say, Taylor? Who do you get?
I don't get anything like really mixed up, but like other people don't get anything mixed up, but for some reason anytime like someone calls Kayla, I would always think they would say Taylor. I don't know why. I don't think it even sounds similar. But like I've always had that, like if someone's like yelling for like a Kayla, like my head always churns and then I'm like, wait.
So it's you messing up your own name.
It's probably the AYL part of it.
Oh, probably.
And then there are a lot of words where like OR and ER get switched out for A sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is I guess kind of close if you're half listening or paying attention and you like One of those like, did I hear something that sounded like my name?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite mess up is where my daughter's teacher called her Dillian instead of Lillian.
What?
So now whenever she's doing something like extra dumb, I tell her that's real Dillian behavior. Like, you're acting like Dillian right now. And she's like, oh man.
Dillian, calm down.
That's what I do. I say Dillian. You're being real Dillian right now. And she's like, oh, okay. Like when she shit in
My
the field, I
sisters-
told her that was Dillian behavior.
My sister's name is Tiara, like a Princess Tiara,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
I have a friend named
she obviously gets Sierra and Kiara, like that's obvious, right? But she also gets Tiana.
I was gonna
and-
say, did she get Tiara instead of Tiara?
Oh yeah, Tiara too, but no, Tiana.
Tiana.
Yeah,
That's too
Tiana.
much.
What else is it? She gets like it doesn't even make sense. Like there's a R. Like
Yeah,
come on.
That's a bit off.
And like it's not just like normally she gets Tiana not like just from people like listening. Like that's normally when people are trying to read her name out, like if she's in a class or something. Like
That's crazy.
just
Tiana.
try again.
I went to
Because the N and the R are so different. It's like, why would you? Why would you put that there?
you just
I can't remember what else. I can't remember what else she gets, but it's like something similar to that. It's just like what the fuck.
You just
That's fine.
unlocked a wild memory. There was this one girl that I lived near growing up, and it was in one of the many places I lived, Alyssa. And this girl was like, so I'd met her. She was maybe like a year younger than me, and I was like, oh hi, like what's your name? You know, like kids would do. Like, you want to be friends? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what's your name? She goes, I don't know. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know? And then she was like,
was she from somewhere out of the U.S.?
No, she was from
Oh.
the U.S., like born and raised in that area. And I was like, what do you mean you don't know your name? And she's like, I was like, how do you spell it? And she's like, Ciara. And I was like, do you not know how to pronounce it? And she was like, no. I was like, what?
Oh.
So for the longest time, like, I would try out different names. I was like, is it Kiara? At this point in my life, I had never met somebody named Sierra because I was only like 7.
Did her parents never say
They
her
just
name?
never call her name, yeah.
And
so,
would
like-
they just call her Hey You for her whole life?
And yeah, in this
Probably
point
a
in my life,
nickname.
I had never in my
Probably.
life heard the name
That's
Sierra.
what I was wondering. If it was a nickname or if it was like a like there are people there. I went to school with a few people who had names that weren't. They had like American names, but then like at home they had whatever their cultural name
Yeah.
was.
So I asked her, I was like, oh, is it like Kiara? Is it, because I didn't know Sierra, and I was like, is it Kiara? Like, I didn't know. And she's like, I don't know. I was like,
Interesting.
and then like,
Wonder
now,
if she ever learned her name.
well, here's the thing. Then I went to her house one day, like, cause she lived maybe like a mile down the road. And one day I walked to her house, and her mom was like, Sierra, you have a friend here, and I was like, okay.
So she does say her name.
Yes, that's what I was getting to. Like, so her name was Sierra.
What a strange child.
I know, and like I forgot about that until you just talked about like your sister Tiara. Because never in my life have I ever experienced anything like that.
That's so weird. Anton usually gets Antoine. I don't think Andre gets his name mispronounced. He's probably had it misspelled before. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's had an Andrew thrown out there. But I don't think I've ever heard anyone like read his name on a paper and say it wrong by accident. I know Anton's gotten Antoine, I think, a couple of times. My mom got Anna. Dad never had issues because his name was Rudy.
I went to school with a girl, and so like it was in high school. So like I actually graduated with her.
High school?
Shut up. So then we I had known her. I'd been
Real country
friends
there for a
with her,
second.
and like she would always tell us her name was Taylor, and I was like, cool, like I love that name. And then I went to her house, in like senior year, and her mom's like, "Yeah, Haley, can you come here?" And I was like, "Who the fuck's Haley?"
Oh my god.
Like,
I literally just had that situation with one of Queenie's friends. I was like, so his name is Jay. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I was like, what is his actual name? Like, is it just Jay, or is it like short for Jonathan or Jason? And she went, his name's Victor.
oh
And
my
I was
god.
like, huh? I was like, what? Who is this spy? What do you mean his name is Victor? And I guess she told him about our conversation because it was so funny. And he sent me a picture of his driver's license the next morning. And sure enough, that
Oh
boy's
my
name
God.
is not short for Jonathan or Jason. And Jay's not even short for anything as his middle name. It's just Jay.
Yes, one of my best friends growing up, he's still alive. His name is Victor. And his whole life, like, as long as I knew him, everybody called him Kyle. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, is that your middle name? And he's like, no, because when I found out that his name was Victor, I was like, where the fuck did Kyle come from? He's like, oh no, I just like the name Kyle.
We called him Shankles. But I thought it was just like a weird country name or something because I was still kind of like newish to North Carolina. Nah, his name was Tyler.
Yeah, because Shankles,
He had a
totally.
whole name. It was not Shankles.
Where did Shankles come from?
There was a guy who his name was, because he's actually no longer alive.
Oh, no.
We called him Dwight, but that was not his name at all. I think that was a middle name. It might have been a nickname from a family member. I don't know. I've just been Alyssa my whole life. No changes. Unless you look at my dating profile and it's Allie, because it's harder to search me.
My nickname in high school, because not in high school, my nickname in like middle school was like, that's right around the time when Brian and I still went to school together, and like they used to call him Brain and they would call me Pinky because I was always like, so we were Pinky and the Brain, but like we never even talked to each other in school, like we hated each other.
That's crazy. I don't think Andre, Anton, and I ever had names to associate. They just referred to all of us by our last name, is what it was. We didn't get nicknames though.
There were so many Lindsays in my school. I hated it so much.
There were a lot of Alyssas. There were a handful of us. I think like 5 or 6.
Taylor was super.
A ton of
Popular.
Taylors.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was
An
like
insane amount of Taylors.
there was like
There was even
9
another Taylor
Lindsays in my
Page.
class. Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez.
Every time I hear the name Paige, like I think of like I don't know if you ever watched Alyssa Degrassi, where
I was gonna say I thought of Charmed, but there's not a Page in there, is there? It's Piper.
I don't know, but I always
You never watched Charmed?
no. I always think of Degrassi though, because she's like, take a page from the book of Page, and I'm like, I want my name to be Paige so I can say that.
Take a page from the page.
She's like,
I never watched Degrassi.
Oh my
I
God,
figured
I
Charmed
know.
would be your jam though.
no, I think so. I knew a lot of people that loved it, but like, I don't know. I think I just kind of missed it when it was on, because of like, I was like a Dawson's Creek Roswell girly.
I see, you're one of those chicks.
First of all, watch how you talk to me. Second,
I wasn't even allowed. I never watched Charmed. I watched a couple episodes in passing, but I was not allowed to watch it when I was a kid, and so it just never like clicked with interest. But I initially wanted to watch it because I was named after Alyssa Milano, and I know she was in that show.
I wondered if you
And
had
then
watched
I
it
was
because
like,
you were
eh.
named after it.
No, I was named after her because my mom loved Who's the Boss, which is also what was very popular, and Alyssa Milano starred in Who's the Boss in the early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah.
And then I was born! Huzzah!
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 I was named after a girl my brother Chris had a crush on. Because my mom was going to name me, because my brothers are Anthony, Brian, and Chris. So my mom was going to name me something that started with a D.
Dinsey!
No. She was going to name me something that started with a D. And originally it was going to be Daria. and I'm so thankful that did
I like
not.
the name Daria.
I hated it. Mainly because
You also hate the show Daria.
I grew up in the Daria area, or the Daria era, and so like, I'm just
I like
very
Daria.
thankful. I do like Daria, but like not as like my name.
That's fair.
And then she was like, and then my brother came through and he's like, I have a crush on a girl named Lindsay. And mom's like, huh, Lindsay, I like that name. But then all through school, so with my name being Holmes, everyone's like, you related to Sherlock? Or it would be, oh, Lindsay, like Lohan. And I'm like, yes, like Lohan. I was named after somebody the exact same age as me.
I expect Lindsay Lohan. I expect Sherlock Holmes for your brothers, just because they're guys.
It was
and
always...
I actually made that joke with Brian one day.
You're one of those.
He didn't hate it. Maybe because I was his girlfriend. It took the sting out, but
I got it all the time.
He did something, and like I don't remember what it was. I think he like finally found something or something. Did so, and I was like, "Aren't you a real Sherlock Holmes?" And he was just like, "Ha ha ha." Ha. And then he left, and then we didn't speak of it ever again.
Mine was like, so I used to tell people, they'd be like, oh, you related to Sherlock? Because your last name? And I'd be like, no, his brother, though. And then they would just stop. And it's like, it used to kill me. And then one day my friend came up to me, and she was like, how are you related to Sherlock? He's a fictional character. And I was like, you don't say.
Oh my god.
It was a wild childhood. And then, so, I guess I'm just telling stories of my childhood now. So, growing up, like, I moved all over, everywhere, right? Like, you know this, but, like, I don't know if Taylor knows this. I've lived, like, all over the U.S. And we lived in Illinois for the longest time. And then when we first moved to Tennessee, this one kid in my class is like, you lived in Illinois? And I was like, yeah. I was like 14. I was like, yeah. And he was like, I bet you don't even know what sweet tea is. And I was like,
Jesus.
What? And he's like, you're a Yankee. And I was like, what?
Oh my god.
And I was like, what do you mean I don't know what sweet tea is? He's like, you've never had sweet tea, have you? And I was like, I'm not a Martian.
I remember when there was a McDonald's in the area and they finally had some sweet tea. And when I tell you the line of cars at the drive-thru were down the road, it was crazy. The parking lot was always packed. Sweet tea it's not a thing, up north.
Oh yeah.
And so when McDonald's had sweet tea, it was suddenly all the rave, and they were and it was walking distance from my high school. Do you know how often I would just see people from my class in McDonald's eating a 99-cent burger and a $1 large sweet tea?
I understand it. But it's like the fact that this person, so like in Illinois, you're right. Like
I didn't know what it was until then.
They didn't have sweet tea, but for this kid to come up to me with the audacity to be like, you don't even know what sweet tea is.
You're a Yankee. It's like, first of all, in Illinois is not even Yankee territory.
I was like, first of all, I was raised in the South. Second, I know what sweet tea is, friend.
It's so dumb. I didn't know what sweet tea was. I learned about sweet tea, and then when I moved to North Carolina, I learned about biscuits and gravy, and I didn't eat it for, I don't know, like a good 6 years maybe. And then finally tried it and was like, oh, it's actually not too bad. It looks so off-putting though. And I'm from New Jersey, so I was used to gravy being like chicken gravy, turkey gravy, like brown gravy.
Yeah.
Like, gravy was never white and it never had like lumps of sausage in it.
Oh my god. First of all, I do love me some brown gravy. Oh, turkey gravy. Oh. But like,
Beef gravy. That's what I
I
like.
keep thinking about it. So there's this one girl, and I'll never forget her. Because at the time I was like, oh my god, okay, that's so nice of you. So we had a choir trip, right? And like we had just like won like our like our state had like kind of like a choirs competition or whatever, and we had won. And so as like a thing to like celebrate, the choir like took us to like this amusement park, right? And my mom didn't give me money, naturally. And
Naturally.
so we went, and I remember we had our shirts on. It said like "On Fire for Choir." We went, and
Oh my god.
it was like it was, and I was like, man, I really want to go. And this girl Laura was like, you know, we're not really friends, and she's like, but I'll give you a. She's like, you can hang out with me today, and I was like, cool, because my one friend that I hung out with all the time was sick, and so she didn't go, and she's like, you can hang out with me, and I was like, cool. And so we were hanging out, and her version of hanging out was like I had to hold her stuff while she was going on rides.
Oh my god.
Oh
I would
my
have dropped that shit and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah, and then at the end she's like, I'll give you $1 so you could ride the school didn't pay for you to ride anything, they just paid for you to get in. And she's like, I'll give you $1 so you could ride the Ferris wheel, and then she's like, other than that, you can just kind of like watch me ride stuff. And I was like, who are you?
No.
It was a wild experience.
That's crazy.
That was also where we lived in like the not greatest part of Dallas, where like the cops were there every night.
Oh my god.
And that was also the first time I ever accidentally called 911.
I don't know if I could call it an accident. Like, I knew what I was doing when I picked up and I dialed 911. I just wasn't aware what constituted as an emergency. We had a snowstorm, and there was this awning on the back of the house, and it got weighed down, and it collapsed randomly.
Uh-huh.
And it freaked me out. I thought the whole house was caving in, and I ran to the phone in the kitchen and dialed 911, and they asked what the emergency was, and I froze. And then I said, I'm sorry, and then hung up.
Oh no, and they showed up.
They showed up, and they're like, we got a call, and my parents were like, what? Who called? And I explained, and they're like, oh. And the fireman was like, I'll go back there. He's like, I'll check and make sure everything is okay. And we went back there with my dad, and they looked. He was like, nothing's happening. The house is fine. It's not going to fall down. It's just the awning.
That's so cute.
I also remember one time Andre and I were playing hide and seek.
Oh my god, I remember this story.
He played hockey at this time. So, like, I was in, like, 8th or 9th grade. And I don't know why we were so old and playing hide and seek, but we were.
Because sometimes hide and
And
seek
I
is fucking
decided,
fun.
and he used to keep his hockey bag under the dining room table, and it was huge. You couldn't see past it.
Yeah.
And so I went and crawled under the dining room table, and I fell asleep because they never found me. And I woke up to my mom talking to the cops in the living room trying to find me.
Oh no. At what point did
I
it
think
go
I
from
sat
there
there
playing hide
for-
and seek to, oh my god, she was missing?
I don't know. I was literally out cold. I think I sat there for a good 3 to 5 minutes, like them talking, her explaining, Andre explaining, before I was like, hello? And they were like, where the fuck were you? And I was like, I was under the table. I fell asleep. He never found me.
And that was the story how
That's
you
what
became
happens
the hide and
when
seek
you're
champ.
small. In 7th, 8th, or 9th grade, I was small enough to be concealed by a large duffel bag. And if you can believe it, I've grown a few inches since then.
If you can believe it. That's amazing. No, mine was so. Mine wasn't like hide and seek or anything. Like it was in Texas, same area where like the cops were out there every night, and my friend came over, and this was like, I was in like maybe 5th or 6th grade, so back when like you had to be initiated into the popular group.
Oh
So
Jesus.
like this girl was like, if you want to be popular, you hang out with me, and I'm like, okay, because I had like no backbone then. So like we were sitting there at my house, and she's like, one way you're gonna be popular is if you call 911, and I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean call 911? And she picked up the phone, she called 911, and then handed it to me, and I was like, I don't want to call 911. And the person answered, they're like, hello 911, what's your emergency? And I'm like, I want to be popular.
I want to be popular.
And so they showed up. You gotta keep in mind, I was little. I was like 5th grade. And then, so they show up, and the guy was like, somebody called 911 here, and we're concerned. And my mom was like, my daughter's blind. And she pressed the wrong button.
Solid.
I was like, thanks, Mom. But they taught me and then, like, the next day at school, the girl wouldn't talk to me anymore. She's like, hey, you got in trouble. And I was like, you called 911.
Oh my God, what a bitch.
That was, like, I was very thankful that we did not stay at that school very long. Like, we didn't stay in that area. That was, like, one of the shortest places we ever lived. And I was so
I just
happy
remembered
about
when
it.
my mom had the cops called on her when she was combing my hair.
What? Oh, because you were crying?
Yeah, she was combing my hair, and I had natural hair when I was a wee baby.
Uh-huh.
And I was crying so bad that the neighbors called the cops on my parents. They thought that they were beating me. And the cop showed up, like, ready for action. And it was just my dad holding a screaming, crying me.
Getting your hair brushed.
And she said that was the night I went out she went out and bought a relaxer and relaxed my hair.
She said, we ain't doing this no more.
Yeah. She's like, if this is how it has to be, nah.
It's like Lily. Like, Lily will sit there and fucking scream, and I'm like, Lillian, it is not that.
It doesn't bother
I'm not
me
even
now,
touching
but
your
like,
hair.
honestly, up until I was like maybe 24,
Uh-huh.
I was super tender-headed to the point where, like, I remember getting my hair when I was, I think, 21, 22,
Uh-huh.
and Tylenol wouldn't even touch it. Like,
Oh my
my
God.
mom gave me one of her Vicodin pills.
Oh my God.
And I was the best sleep after a freshly done braiding session I've ever had. But now it's not that bad. And I have a little bit of pain, but I can, like, take some Tylenol and go about my business, and I'm totally fine.
Lily
But
is,
back in the day, shoo,
Lily's
I used to
100%
cry.
so tender-headed. Like, I can just barely touch her, and I try to be gentle because I remember how it was when my mom would, like, rip my hair out.
Mhm.
So I barely grab her hair, or like I'll barely touch it. I'm like, Lillian,
Oh my God.
I'm barely touching you.
She needs to settle down.
And she's got curly hair too, and it's always looking,
Yeah, she's got to touch it.
Yeah, and I'm like, Lily, like, you cannot keep your hair this curly. Like, if you're going to, like, we're gonna have to do something if you won't let me brush it. Because she won't brush it, is the thing. Like, she doesn't like to take care of it. So I'm like, how do
Maybe
I
you
do?
should
I
take
don't want
her
it to be frizzy.
take her to a salon and see if they can give her a texturizer. So it'll take out a little bit, still have some curl, some wave. You know, so that she still has that, but it'll just be looser so that it doesn't get as tangled and bad. This way, if she doesn't like to take care of her hair and she does let it get all matted up, it's not going to be as much of a mess.
If I'm not on her high
It's not going to be like a shave your head situation. Like, I would have a see a professional or shave it off situation.
No, we do. I told her. I'm like, we can't keep doing this. Like, you either like let me brush your hair or you brush your hair. But like, so she loves like Noelle's hair, and Noelle's got like beautiful curly, like you've seen it, like she's got gorgeous hair.
But you gotta take care of it.
Yeah, and she's like, I love that hair, and I was like, Lily, you won't even let me touch your hair. How are you gonna get that kind
Her
of hair?
hair would look pretty damn close to that if she
Yes.
just took care of it.
But she won't, and I've thought about it. I wonder if there's like a way we could relax it.
You should have Noelle talk to her.
She has.
And maybe, like, can they, like, get on FaceTime and do a hair care. Well, her work schedule's not going to allow for that kind of thing.
We have.
I don't know what to tell you. She'll learn eventually. She's also, I mean, when I was Lily's age, I didn't give a shit about my hair. I didn't really care about my hair until I was in my 20s.
At the age she's at now, she just likes to throw it in a clip and go on about her business. I'm like, you still have to
Literally,
brush it first.
I had my hair in so many buns when I was her age, and I have relaxed hair, so I didn't brush it much either. I hated getting done. I kind of don't love it now, but but I do it, and I have more patience and grace with it and myself now these days.
Yeah.
But I feel that she'll be aight. Maybe when she gets a little older, she'll find something that works for her, and then it'll all fall into place.
I tell her all the time, like, you let me know what you want to do, and I got your back, but Lord.
Yeah.
Like, she'll come through
Gotta
with a
take care of those
mat.
girls,
She'll
though.
come through with a mat that's so bad that I'm like,
Yeah.
it takes me
That's
hours.
Ugh. Do you use conditioner?
Yes.
Okay.
But when I tell you it is bad, bad.
Yeah, it can get bad.
I'm looking for this one piece that I'm missing. I don't
Oh,
see
man.
it. They said cannon vent, and I don't see this vent.
Do you need uppies?
I just got down from being uppies.
Are you at the right cannon?
Looking for the flash.
I don't see a flash. That's not a cannon vent.
I know, I was just saying. But they, trying to. Oh, there was one time my mom had to call the police because my brother was playing hide and seek, and he was hiding in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then mom, like, nobody could find him. I wasn't born yet.
I understand that.
Falling asleep under the table is totally something I would have done, though.
I mean, I think we had carpet in the room then, so it wasn't that uncomfortable.
Maybe I'll find where the cannon is first, and then I'll. Aha! So there's the cannon. Aha. Okay. That's the cannon. I need the vent for it. Is it there? No.
Yeah.
There's a song on the radio that's like, if I could make $1 million out of loving you, I'd be a millionaire in a week or two.
Oh God.
Oh, I didn't jump. I fail. Taylor,
Escape
do you
better.
have any good stories from when you were younger? Did you ever get lost playing hide and seek?
Or lose a sibling playing hide and seek. Are you muted?
Watch her be
Do
like,
you hate us?
I've been talking this whole time. She's like,
Did you fall asleep?
She's like, I've been telling stories this whole time. Where are you? Nobody's listening.
Taylor, can you hear us?
Oh, Crystal
Are you
Chrome
even
has that.
listening? Oh.
I forgot to put it back on, and then I just kept hearing my name, and I was like, huh? Oh, shit.
Taylor, can you
I
hear
wondered why I
me?
couldn't hear my game. I don't know what was happening.
Taylor, are you there? We never hear you anymore. Come out the door. Do you have any stories from when you were younger of like you getting lost?
Getting lost? I don't think so. I've always had pretty bad anxiety and like shit like that though, so I did my best to like avoid any dangerous situations and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Growing
Yes.
up, like
That does make sense.
like I've always been like very like cautious and
Alyssa fell asleep under the dining
mindful.
room table. Like I feel like she was cautious but eepy.
I'm always EP. I could always sleep since I was a wee babe. It was there.
I do have one really wild story. And it's like I don't think I've ever told you this story, Alyssa. But when I was like 5, Chris was supposed to be watching me, and one thing Chris used to do instead of watching us, he would just lock us out of the house. so
Ah.
so like I would I went outside, and here I am like 5 years old. I walked down. So we lived at the top. So like our road was like you went you like turned down, and it was like steep because this was in West Virginia, and our house was like the first one on the right at the top of the hill, and then you went down, and there was like a whole neighborhood below us. And so I walked out. I walked all the way down the hill, and like there were these bunch of like old ladies sitting on their porch, and I went up and I was like, "Hello." And they were like, "Hi." I remember this clear as day. I was like, "Hello," and they were like, "Oh, hi, sweetheart. How are you?" You know, real adorable. And I was like, "I'm lost," even though I could clearly see my house. Right there. I was like, "I'm lost," and they were like, "Oh, you poor darling." So here I am. They're giving me tea. They've given me cake, all this candy. Of course, I'm not telling them where the fuck I live. I'm 5 years old. They're giving me a bunch of shit.
Oh my god.
So, like, they put me in their car, and then they're like driving me around, like asking people, like, "Do you know whose daughter this is? Like, do you know where she lives?" And everyone's like, "No, I've never seen her before." And we drive up past my house, and my dad. This is before he went to check the mail. My dad and my brother are outside like looking for me, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's my dad." And here we are.
Oh, hey, there's my dad.
We've passed this house like 18 times. And you know they had to be mad as hell. And they were like, she came here like saying she didn't know how to get home, and I was like, well, they gave me cake.
Well, they gave me cake.
They did. I'm pretty sure I got
left at a Toys R Us once, and the guy was like, where are your parents? So I was like, I don't know.
Oh, not baby Alyssa.
I think they were gone for like a good 15 to 20 minutes before they came back.
Oh my God. How did they? What was their answer?
Most kids would be like, hell yeah! Where's I?
How did they not notice you were gone?
It was a family trip to Toys R Us, and I guess like I don't know if I just didn't hear them. Like I just turned around and like no one was around me, and everyone was gone. I walked out to the parking lot. I didn't see our car.
But
I
how
went
did
back
they
inside.
not notice you were gone?
They noticed I was gone. I think
After they got home, put the groceries up?
No, it wasn't after they got home, but they like definitely left. Like they drove a good 5 to 7 minutes, and then they looked up in the mirror at the back seat and saw it was completely empty because it was one of those like third row vehicles,
Oh, yes.
and I was always in the third row. And they were like, shit, where's Alyssa? And it's New Jersey, so like a U-turn takes 10 minutes. So it took a minute to get back to me. The Toys R Us was located like off of a highway, so it wasn't like a turn around, like circle the block and come back situation. I was hysterical when they showed up. I was just crying. I was like, "You don't love me? Why do you hate me? Why did you leave me? Why don't you love me?" And they were like, "Oh my god, that's not what happened."
Oh my god, I would have milked that. I'd
I
be
was
like, Mom, you remember that
devastated
time
when
you
that
left me at
happened.
Toys R Us?
I should have mentioned it later on. I don't know if I ever brought it back up or if we ever talked about it when I got older. It's like, remember that time?
When she fussed at you over your first tattoo, you should be like, yeah, well, you left me at Toys R Us.
I should have. I should have been like, remember that time you left me at Toys R Us? Remember that time you forgot your child?
Oh my god, did I tell you about the time I almost unalived Kathy for leaving Lily?
It'd be like that.
She took, so like, here's the thing is like, I mean, you've met Kathy, Taylor. Like,
Yeah.
everybody here has met Kathy. So, like, we were, or not we, but she was like, let me take the girls to Walmart. And I was like, okay. And here Lily is like 7. She's like, let me take the girls to Walmart. I was like, okay. So they go to Walmart. And, like, she comes back and Lily is not in the car.
Mm-mm.
I was like, where's Lily? And she's like, oh my god. And then, like,
Oh my god.
so she comes back and, like, Lily never stops talking. So how do you not notice she's not in the car?
Okay.
And then
And this was
like,
was this in Tennessee?
No, it was in Florida.
I was gonna
like-
say, because that Walmart, well, I was gonna say, thank God it's close by if it was that one.
No, that's Schmeck's trafficking capital of the world, and she left her in a Walmart parking lot.
Jeez.
And then when Lily got home, she was like, I was running behind the car, but she didn't see me. And thank God.
Running behind the car
in the parking lot.
Fucking Kathy.
And
Jesus
thank God she actually had the good sense
Used
to
her
go
brain.
wait by the door. She was waiting by
Dillian
the
didn't
door.
arrive until her teen years.
Yeah, Dillian didn't arrive until recently. But she gets in, so she's like, she goes by the door of Wally World, and she's just like sitting there, and oh my god, I had to leave for like the rest of the day, or I would have
I
unalived
too.
her.
Leaving and then turning around and coming back, it's like, you done messed up, Aaron. But, like,
Yeah.
at least she went back right away. She went all the way home.
I mean, it was that house in Mulberry, Taylor.
And
the one you stayed
that was gonna be my
Yeah.
next
Stayed-
question. I was gonna ask, was it the house in Mulberry? Because Walmart was not that close.
It wasn't far, but it wasn't close.
It wasn't far, but it wasn't close.
I was like, I knew
Oh
you
my
fucking
God.
lying.
Ooh, Kathy's head would have been a trophy.
Oh my god, I couldn't breathe. Like, I had to go to work that night. I was so angry.
Jesus. I've never lost a child. not yet, but I also don't have one, and I don't usually have them with me.
You don't love me, you left me.
I legit was like, my parents just literally dropped me off. They don't fucking want me. Because I always thought that they wanted 3 boys, and then like they ended up with me, and it actually turned out being that my mom and she felt really lucky that I being a girl.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want me, you don't love me anymore. Is it because I'm not like Andre and Anton? No.
She's like, we just forgot.
We just they're like, we thought you were literally right behind us. We thought you were with us. Your father said that he thought he saw you, and nope. I think I was over in like, I don't know, remote control cars or bikes or something, and I don't know where Andre and Anton were, but they were clearly with my parents.
Yeah, her answer was like, and I'm like, here, Lily's running behind the car, and she's like, I thought she was in the car, and I was like, she's never quiet. What do you mean you thought she was in the car? And I don't mean that to be mean. Like, for those of you who don't know my child,
I've been in the car with her. She really is never quiet.
Like, we did a road trip from Tennessee to Florida, and like, she talked the whole way.
Go
Which
to bed.
I love that for her. Like, say what's on your heart, but at the same time, like,
Get a journal.
I could not get a journal.
Maybe share some of those thoughts on paper.
I couldn't breathe that whole trip.
I bet she could churn out a short story with no problem.
I've tried to get her to. My favorite thing in the world is one day, like, we were in the car and Maggie couldn't have been more than like 4.5. And there was like a flood warning in the area of Florida we were in. They're like, beware of flood. And she was like, Mommy, imagine if, this isn't Maggie, this is Lily. Mommy, imagine if this whole area just floods and everything's underwater. And Maggie, without skipping a beat, was like, imagine if you stopped talking. I was like, yes, save for the queen.
And that's her kids.
That's my kids in a nutshell.
Maggie needs to lay off the sass until she knows how to fight.
Listen, the older she gets, the more like the autism is like really showing. It's starting to come through, and I was telling Sean earlier, like, she 100% like, it's now to the point like she has to like thoroughly inspect jeans to make sure they're the right texture.
A thing that is going to be manageable in Florida?
I don't know. I hope. But we made an agreement that we'll try it out, and if it's not being managed the way it should be managed, then she'll come back here where I know it'll be managed.
Yeah, because it's not like Sean and Noelle can pick up.
Yeah, but I also know that Noelle will do whatever it takes to make sure she gets the help she needs. And I know Sean will too, but I know Noelle's more forceful when it comes to it. She's
it's more of a
she treats it the way I would
kind of thing.
Yeah,
is what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah, but like he's looking into a school that's more of like a school for kids that have like those issues. That will help her, but like the older she gets, the more it feels like every day is new. And like, so like I told you, we go to the lake a lot, right? And like there's like algae in the lake. She calls it allergy, which I think is adorable. But she goes, "Is there algae?" And I'm like, "Yes, there's algae." And like it's like a full meltdown to try to get her in the water if there's algae on the bottom. Like, I have to carry her to the part that there's no algae.
That's fair, because stepping on algae is fucking disgusting. It makes my skin crawl. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, she's like, she'll say that, and then like we'll go like once we get to the part where there's rocks, she's fine. But then like we're at the point she'll like thoroughly inspect any clothes, like shirts have to be the right texture, like jeans, like she hates them, but there's a specific type that she'll wear because they're not itchy. And then like leggings it's easier to get her to wear leggings. Dresses also have to be the right texture. It's like food. It's like it wasn't like this before, but it's all coming through like head first now.
Yeah.
So it's been an adventure here recently. Not to make things more serious than the talks we were having, but
the algae thing though, girl. When I went to Greece, the hot springs swim, they were like, it's 30 meters deep. And I was like, all right, cool. So I don't have to worry about touching something weird in the water unless it's like coming to eat me. And I'm swimming, and then all of a sudden I hit rocks. And I'm like, okay, rocks are here. That was kind of sharp. Let's just be a little careful. I get over to where the smooth rocks are, all covered in the thickest film of algae. And when my foot slipped on that rock, it was like forever unclean. Like, I can feel the sensation on the bottom of my right foot right now. It was insane. You know when you're in a pool in the shallow end and you're crab walking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you want to keep your shoulders down, but you want to move. I was like literally just like crab drifting in the water.
You're like,
over the rocks. If someone had a camera under the water, I would like a fucking crazy person. I'm like tiptoeing and then like bouncing myself in the water and then letting it carry me while my legs are like up to my chest in the water.
See, like it doesn't bother me only because like I just picture it like as like wet grass. It just doesn't bother me. But like
Wet
I tell
grass
her,
does not feel the same.
but like I also understand, so like I always like carry her to the part where it's not there. But now it's to the point like she's even like, "Is there algae in the pool?" And I'm like, "It's a pool, no." Like you're fine.
As there shouldn't be, but some people don't keep their pools clean like they
I was gonna say some
should.
pools do have algae.
Some pools
though.
get algae. You gotta treat that.
It's a wild experience, but like I'm always like I try to be.
That's the reason why I couldn't go back to a swimming hole. Like I'm good on the nature, on the country swim hole situation. I don't want to touch the algae. I don't want to fuck with the water snakes. I'm good.
So hear me out.
I won't.
So
I won't get in lakes or anything. I just can't. I don't know. I just.
so we don't.
It's filth water. I can't.
We don't
Yeah.
have like snakes and stuff here, like, but like so we go to the lake here, and there's one area like on the other side of the lake where there is like a bunch of algae, so I don't take her to that spot. But like, yeah, we don't really have like issues with like I don't have to get in the water and worry like a water snake's gonna grab me. No, like it's just not a thing.
Maybe if I wore like water shoes, I'd be okay with it. And to clarify that, like, not all lakes have this, but the lakes in North Carolina where I'm at for sure do, and the lakes in most of Carolina, not all,
Yeah.
definitely have some snakes lingering around. But like, if I went to a lake that was like out in Washington State or something, I'd probably have to worry about. And water shoes would probably just help that, but I wouldn't have to necessarily worry
Well,
about water snakes
I'm
in the
sitting
same
here
way.
thinking like,
Also, the water would be clearer out there than it is in the mountains where I'm at.
well, I'm sitting here like, man, I would love to take you guys to like the lake we go swimming at because it's super nice. Like, it's a nice area. There's like a nice place to eat there, and like, and then you're like, I can't get in a lake, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, like we don't have those. We don't have those problems.
When it comes to, for some reason, the ocean, it's really hit or miss. It mostly doesn't bother me. I prefer my waters blue, obviously, but when it comes to like submerging my body in my water, I get really picky. Like I don't do public pools either. I prefer private pools. Unless I'm at a hotel pool with a swim-up bar.
That's why I
Then
want
it
to
is
take
what
you.
it is.
When you visit, I want to take you to Rolantica, which is like this big indoor like water resort thing, and it's. I don't consider. I mean, public can go, but it's you gotta pay to get there. That's the one I showed you. Like, that's like it's super nice. It has that swim up bar that gives you like a jug of wine instead of like a glass.
Yeah.
Like that one's super nice. But yeah, I don't genuinely like normal public pools. I like going.
I'm
I
used
like
to
nature swimming.
Nature swims being not I don't know, because like the water's clear, it's just still brown. And things lurk. Like you can see to the bottom, you can see fish in the water. It's just like not something I'd prefer to put my whole body into.
But so like
I put my feet in it.
the one that we go to is like it's like a man-made lake, so there's not fish or anything in it. It's just a
I've been
lake.
to a man-made lake before.
Yeah.
Well, that was in New Jersey, so
Well, this one's
do
like
with that information what you will.
it's just a lake. Like there's no fish. There's nothing in it. Like there's algae.
Yeah.
But, like all water gets algae.
They sure do.
But it's like that's the thing.
Listen,
Is, like it's man-made.
I got my shoes ready.
Come on, we going.
Is there a shower situation?
Yeah. It's
or-
over near the area where you can stop and like eat and stuff. Like to the side of it, there's bathrooms. There's
If there's something to rinse myself off,
Yeah.
I think I'd feel
Oh.
way more comfortable.
Oh yeah, I usually won't go to a place that doesn't have an area where I can at least rinse after.
When it comes to like back home, we would like pack up a cooler with some beers and snacks, and we like would literally go set at the bottom of a little, and that was the watering hole. You had to like drive to some country roads and backwoods to get to it.
Well, that's what we.
And it was really nice, but like you also had to then put your lake body back in the car and drive.
Ew, not lake body. Well, that's what we've been doing here lately.
Now
'Cause,
I,
like,
I got lake seeped into my skin, dried, and then I have to go
and then
home.
your body feels weird.
And
Yeah,
then
I don't like that.
my body feels forever unclean and dry. And then I gotta like reopen my pores and then cleanse and moisturize. And
Yes.
if I could just do a quick rinse right afterwards and get the lake water off me, I'd be fine.
Yes. So we've been doing that lately because, like, for those of you that don't know, in stream, I live in Europe, so it's hot here. It's summer right now. It's hot, so like usually, like if I'm not at my house, we've been going to the lake, and like that's something that like I'm planning today when the girls get home because today it's gonna be 98. And like we have a
Beautiful.
thing here, so because air conditioning is only a thing in like stores here and like hotels, if it's too hot, like you get out of school early. It's kind of like a snow day, but they call it a heat day. So like if it's too hot, you get out of school, and they're getting out at noon today because that's right before it hits peak temperature.
Yeah.
And I was already telling Kevin, I was like, as soon as you get home, we are going swimming. It's gonna be miserable today.
I always step outside and I'm like, let's do an activity. And then I go for a walk and I'm like,
That's enough.
I don't have to do activities. Who
I'm
needs
an adult.
activities?
Who needs activities? It's hot.
And they're like, be active, move your body. And I'm like, all right, cool, I love walks. And then I step outside and I'm like, no, it's hot.
I don't have
I
to.
don't wanna do
You're
any
not
of
my
that.
boss.
I don't want to do any of that.
I genuinely love nature. I'm like the most outdoorsy indoors person there is. Like I love nature. I love like being out in nature, but also I like being at home.
Get you somebody who can do both.
Yeah, that's me. I can do both.
I think I'm gonna get off, guys. I'm gonna go lay down.
Are
I'm
you
sleepy.
okay? Oh,
Oh,
okay. EP.
Good night.
Night night.
Good
Bye, guys.
night.
Night. There's a park nearby that I think if I have a chance, I'm gonna get up early. Maybe I'll get up early Friday and take Lucy on a little walkie walks.
Oh my gosh,
At the
you
park.
would love that.
Yeah. We haven't done a park walk in a real long time because we don't have parks at home anymore.
They got washed away.
They got washed away. Well, the ones that I go to anyway, the good ones. The crap ones are still around, but they're crap, you know?
I've been looking for a lake here that allows you to bring dogs. So like this lake, like they said, they try to keep it pretty clean. Yeah, it's a man-made lake and there's dirt in it, so like the water is not like crystal blue, but like it's so like here dogs are allowed everywhere, but you have to find lakes that allow dogs.
Well, yeah.
Because of course, like a lot of people are like, I don't want to swim where a dog's swimming. So I want to
Yeah.
find a
I mean,
lake.
and the water's gotta be safe for the puppies, too.
Yeah, I want to find a lake where I can bring my babies and let them swim. Because it's hot. And Finn, you saw him at the pool in Florida. I just held him and he was good.
I want to try getting Lucy a life vest
Oh my goodness.
and seeing if she would be more comfortable getting in water if she had a life vest. But I also think that she just don't like being wet.
She could. I mean, some breeds of dogs do and some don't. Like,
I really think that she's just a dog that just does not like to get wet. Cause like she'll tolerate the rain. She used to not tolerate the rain at all. But now these days she'll tolerate the rain. She'll go out. She'll do her business. She'll even like hang out for sniff. But if
Yeah.
like when we went to the beach, we would like walk the shoreline, and whenever a wave came up, we would walk around the water as it flowed. It was super cute. But I was like, just get your little toe beans wet. It's okay. And then I stopped and I stood there with the leash next to my leg to like get her little toe beans wet and see how she feel about the sand and the toe beans. She was not having it. And I was like, all right, noted.
now, Winnie, we've learned, likes dirty water. Like puddles.
But does she like clean water?
We took her
Or does
to...
she just like water?
So there's a... She likes dirty water. She's a very...
Isn't she part lab?
I don't fucking know. I don't know what she is. We just like to say she's. So she's
I
like
feel
a
like labs and
corgi.
retrievers are always water dogs.
I genuinely feel like she's a corgi retriever something mix. But
She is
like,
definitely, I think, part corgi, and they like some water sometimes, right?
so she will 100% like get in dirty water. We went to a lake. It was like a park or whatever, and she jumped in the water one day, and like while we were there, and I was like, oh, and then like puddles, immediate like heat-seeking missile into a puddle.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, she loves it. And so
I think
like,
Jazz's dog used to love swimming in the lake by her parents' house in Alabama.
so I genuinely think Winnie is like a dirty water girl. So I really want to try to find like a lake that I can bring her to where she can try to swim. Cause like as hot
I
as
think
it is,
she's
I
just
think
a
she'd
water
like it.
girl.
I want to.
Maybe get her a little vest too, just in case.
Yeah.
She a little thick.
She a little chunk. Love Miss Weenie. Her such a good girl. Kevin laughs. Kevin laughs because I say that she's like the perfect baby angel who never does anything wrong.
That's not true.
Yeah, she really isn't bad. Like she barks sometimes at night if she hears somebody outside because she's still getting used to the city.
I don't know the number of times I hear Winnie.
That's because she's getting used to the city. Like she was raised like in the country part, and now like here we are, and she's almost 2 years old. And we just moved to the city, so she's getting used to like the sounds. But that's really the only thing she really does that's like considered not great is that she barks. But she's a very good dog.
Lucy's the perfect angel baby face.
That's like Weenie. Who's a perfect baby angel who don't do nothing wrong.
She's so seeping.
Oh my goodness.
You sound tired, Mom, but I'll get you up in about an hour to go potty again.
Oh my goodness.
I left her. I mean, I have to leave her out. I don't got a crate for her while I'm here. But I sat her food like by there's a spare bed down in the living room, and I sat her food and some water next to it, and then I empty. But she didn't empty it yesterday, so I don't really know what happened. Eggs and chips. Like
yeah,
potatoes.
this is Tifa's bar.
Oh, I didn't recognize it. Not grimy.
See?
Or
Tifa's
from the other
bar.
direction.
That's what you see in the game.
That's what I see, yeah. And then the pinball machine.
That takes you
Secrets?
downstairs.
Oh, are you gonna open it and clean the downstairs?
I don't know if you can. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done this one. I love when you clean something like, and there's like a bunch of little pieces to it, and you just hear ting 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 ting.
Sometimes it's the little pieces that made me stop playing this game for a minute. I think it was a subway, maybe,
Oh yeah.
map. And I walked in and I saw everything and I was just cut like wall to ceiling
Yeah, there's
covered
some
and
that
I was
are,
like, I can't do this.
yeah, there's some that are like overwhelming, but like I genuinely.
I mean, I did
this.
do it, but it took me a long time to do it because I had to do it in like stints, like a prison sentence.
I do that sometimes. Like I do them in like little tiny sections, or like I'll work on a level and come back to it. Like I'll do a smaller level and then come back.
So I do
But,
my
like,
puzzles.
I genuinely do miss playing this with you. I loved playing this with you.
I don't got that on here.
Hey.
Tank. Can you?
I don't think I can.
No. Lame.
Maybe at the end it'll open.
Oh, maybe?
The only thing I absolutely hate doing in this game is like the ceiling, because like for some reason this makes me a little nauseous. Like doing.
Oh yeah.
upwards.
I feel that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like we go swimming at a lake. It's called Plutahausen, and it's such like a super nice little lake.
Lucy, you want to go to the lake? You can't hear me.
She says, "Yeah, mom, let's go to the lake."
She's so seeping.
So yeah, I like I was telling you about 7 Days to Die. I created a cheat server just to see what all you could do. There's a lot of shit you can do, friend.
There is. It's a very in-depth game. Like I said, we've barely scratched the surface on things that we can do and what we can discover.
It's insane. I don't know why that game like where I was telling you like Project Zomboid, like there's times where it's creepy. Like I won't play it alone, like Project Zomboid, but I genuinely like it. Like but when I'm with people, it doesn't creep me out. But for some reason, 7 Days to Die makes me so uncomfy.
Every game makes me uncomfy as long as I have friends.
I don't know. 7 Days to Die makes me so uncomfy.
Now apply that to every game. And then you'll have me.
I'm proud of you though, because you really do your best.
I like to spend time with my friends.
I'm always down for cozy stuff though. You let me know what you want to play cozy. I got you. Oh, look at the jukebox. Maybe a jukebox hero.
Turn it on.
Got stars in his eyes.
How are you a mechanic and don't have a jack?
What are you talking about?
Somebody I used to go to college with said, "Who knows how to change an O2 sensor or has a jack? I can change it myself." She knows some mechanics. I thought it was just bikes, but maybe it's cars too. But I'm like, how are you a mechanic and you don't have a jack? That sounds like a pretty basic thing that you'd have as like a car person.
She's like, listen,
I don't
I'm
have
a
a jack because
mechanic.
I don't lift my car. I don't get under there. That's not for me. That's for the dude that I pay at the shop down the road.
She's
That's his
like,
job.
I'm a
He's got a
mechanic.
jack. He's got a whole thing to put my car up above him.
She's like,
I don't know why you don't have a jack.
I'm a mechanic, but I ain't a very good one.
I don't carry jacks. I call AAA. I'm a princess. I don't do all that.
I feel that.
I will be. Who's keeping AAA in service? Me, because I'm not changing my tire. I'll be honest with you.
Kevin's mom said that to me the other day. She's like, my dad raised me to believe I was a princess, and now that I'm older, nobody treats me like a princess. She's like, I wonder why. She's like, I'm princess. I'm
Literally, though. Literally.
Everyone treats you like a princess.
But
Which
my
they do.
nickname at home, I had two nicknames at home. One you princess. It's literally on a birthday cake from when I was a child.
Yeah.
But I am not treated like a princess.
You gotta treat yourself like a princess. That's how you get what you want.
I know, but that means that I'm also the prince or the king, treating myself like a queen. And so it's very conflicting because I have to work to get my reward, and most princesses and queens just get rewards. And by rewards, I mean like help me build a bookshelf. Help me lift my couch. Move my fridge so that I can sweep back
when
there.
I come to visit,
It's
I can help you
heavy
do
and I'm a
those
lady.
things. I'll be the prince for a day. I'll help you do these
The problem is, I love you, but you are blind.
I can still
And
lift
so,
shit.
for a part of the time, I do have to tell you where things are, and it does interrupt the flow for a hot second. I
Well,
meant
it's
for
okay.
building.
Oh. Oh man.
Moving a couch, that's fine. You could see that. You could feel that. Also, we shouldn't be lifting couches.
No, I'm just saying, like, I could do that. That's what's good about Kevin. I'll let you borrow him because all you have to do is say, like, "Hey, can you do this for me?" Like, "Hey, build this for me." He'd be like, "All right." My
At
mom
this
did
point,
that to him. She'd
I
be
am
like, "Go build this
Brenda
for
the
me."
Builder.
Mom would be like, "Hey, go change this light for me." Kevin's like, "Okay." So I'm like, "If you need him, you can borrow him."
I am Brenda the Builder. I am Elsa the Electrician.
Really, Elsa?
I'm Henrietta the Housekeeper.
Okay.
I'm Donna the Dog Walker.
I love the
Actually,
alliteration happening here.
I like that job. I keep that job. The guy can fix my pantry closet door. Something weird happens with it every once in a while.
So if anyone out there in the crowd knows of somebody who wants to fix a pantry door,
Yeah, help fix the pantry door. Because I'm tired of it falling off the track. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
yeah, that shit irritates me.
I remember, I think actually it might have been Brian.
Well, they
One
did
of
that
our
too.
first conversations, he was like, something about coming over to my house. I was like, yeah, I got something you can do when you come over. And he was like, oh yeah? Like, thinking it was hot. And I was like, yeah. He was like, you can fix my pantry door. And he thought I was kidding. And the first time he came over, he, like, got all, like, sassy and sultry. And I was like, no, seriously? My pantry door needs to be lifted and put back on the track. And he was like, you were serious about that? And I was like, hell yeah. Can you do it or not? And he did. And then, there you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's how.
Sucker for a handyman, apparently.
That's how you get what you want. You do shit. Yeah, that's like my favorite thing. I'm like, hey, can you build these shelves for me? And he's like, sure. What kind of wood do you want for them? And I'm like, yeah.
Can you fix it? Then I can cook.
Yeah. I can bake something. For
I can clean, but I don't like washing dishes. We have to have a dishwasher, and it's got to be a full-size one. I don't fuck with dishes. I hate that. I hate doing dishes. Everything gets wet. It's like I went to a fucking water park.
Yes, I hate it. And then you have to like change shirts. You feel like you have to go take a
I gotta
shower.
change shirts. I gotta change pants. I gotta wipe the top half of my entire body down. My face has soap on it for some reason, and then I gotta clean the cabinet and the doors and the floor. Literally water everywhere. What's wrong with me? I'm not playing in it. It's not even, the pressure's not even high. It's just I got T-Rex arms.
I say that too. It's like I'm not playing in the water. What is happening?
I gotta like literally reach into the sink because I'm little.
Yep. No, I feel that 100%.
But I'll do laundry.
Okay.
I'll turn on some Bob's Burgers and fold laundry all day.
My thing about laundry is I don't care to wash it, dry it, fold it. I'll even put it on the hanger.
I'm not putting it away.
But the
Well, no, I'll put it away.
The physical act of putting it away annoys the shit out of me. So, like, that's one thing I tell Kevin. I will wash, dry, fold, put on hangers. You just have to physically put it away. And he's learned that, and he'll do it for me.
I will wash, dry, fold, and I will put away folded things. I hate hanging stuff.
No, I fucking hate putting up the laundry. Like I said, wash, dry, fold all day.
Put up my laundry, my sheets, towels, wash rags, socks, like all of my folded stuff is the first to go. And then normally all my stuff that goes on hangers just sits around the room for a couple of weeks because like I really don't want to get an empty hanger, put it on there, organize it, make sure it doesn't fall off, put it in the place. And like in a perfect world, I would throw out my entire wardrobe and just have clothes that can be folded and shoved into a drawer and not worry about horrendous wrinkles.
100%.
But I don't have the money for that, so I don't have the mental capacity to do that for myself.
100%.
That would have to be like I need a shopping spree and an organizer to come through.
That's how I feel. It's like I absolutely hate. I hate the physical act of putting it up.
I'll
Phineas,
put stuff in
come
drawers
here.
any day.
Come here, Phineas.
You leave that boy alone.
No, he wants up there with Kevin, and he can't jump.
Put him
His-
in a
His
sling.
whittle paws slip.
Oh, not the little paws. I always want to put Lucy in a sling, but she's so goddamn heavy.
Like you put her in the sling that I had for Phineas that one time. Remember?
Yeah, but she was heavy. You ever strap a 20-pound dog to your chest and run through an airport? Or walk anywhere?
No,
Honestly, that'd be a good workout.
Finn starts to feel like he's 20 pounds after a minute.
If I
He, like,
strapped her to me and then started doing some squats.
you'd have a super ass.
I mean, I already have a super ass. It'd be super duper ass.
You super duper.
A super duper dump truck.
Every time someone says dump truck, I think of what's her face from Big Mouth, where she's like a dump truck.
Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
I used to have a crush on Nick Kroll.
I fucking
He
love
was what
him.
Jazz and I would refer to as like unconventional hot or nerd hot.
That's how I feel about Steve Carell.
Steve Carell is hot.
He's nerd hot to me, and like Jack Black, he's like nerd hot to me.
Hold on. Jack Black is definitely nerd hot. Maybe more like dorky hot, quirky hot. I know Rich hates Jack Black.
But that's
But
what I mean. It's like nerd hot because like if
Steve
you look at
Carell Steve Carell's legit like average white guy hot. Like Steve Carell has a pretty good body.
But, like-
He has a body yaddy.
him, body, yada, 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 yada,
He got a
yada,
body
yada.
yaddy.
But no, I'm
I
talking
would-
about like if you look at like Jack Black from the movie like The Holiday, which is like one of my favorite like romance movies. I think it's such a cute movie. Like it's one of the only times I've ever seen him as a love interest in a movie, and I just think he is so adorable.
That character would be my ideal person.
Oh, in that movie.
I'd vibe with that, yeah.
Yes. That is one of my favorite like romance movies.
But I also love The Holiday with Queen Latifah. Shout out.
Oh,
LL
Last
Cool J.
Holiday.
Still fine as hell.
Oh my god, yes. I love Last Holiday. That's such a good movie.
Oh my gosh, that dress she wears.
That red one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love me some Queen Latifah.
I do too.
She's from Jersey.
I think Rich told me that because he looked at like her
She's
apartment.
a Jersey girl. Yeah.
Queen Latifah was also one of my gay awakenings.
Yeah, she was mine too.
Like I love her. I will watch anything she's in.
Yeah. I've always
100%
loved her.
all the time. Love her so
I
much.
used to want to be her when I grew up.
I did too.
Hey,
but
Queen.
you can
Call
obviously
me.
see how
We're
that
fans.
didn't work out.
Hmm. It's okay. It wasn't possible for me either.
I think she's gorgeous. She's like I
She
love
is.
her.
She's so pretty. She's always been pretty.
Yes.
I think probably one of my favorite roles of hers was
Beauty shop.
no, actually, Taxi.
Oh yes.
I just thought it was super funny. It was one of my like favorite movies when I was younger. And it's probably also the only movie where I really like Jimmy Fallon. Because I'm not usually like he's alright, but like I don't usually like watch stuff because I think he's hilarious. But
Yeah.
I did find Taxi absolutely hilarious. I cry laughing every time.
I love her, and there was a movie she did about So I love her in Hairspray, of course. But there's a movie
Mhm.
she did about AIDS, which I think is such. That movie makes me cry every time I see it. I can't think of the name of it right now because it's been so long. But there was a. So she did a movie about AIDS. She did a movie, um, of course, like everyone's seen Beauty Shop, which is probably one of my
Yeah.
all-time favorite roles by her. I think it's so funny.
Beauty Shop is good.
Yes. Like I love it so much. And Kevin Bacon as the other hairstylist cracks me up as like the villain.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you just got to go and do your hair, yeah.
I don't know why. I forget about Kevin Bacon sometimes. Footloose.
He's like, we are not going to have you do it in here with all your sporty girl haircuts.
Sporty.
Your sporty girl haircuts and all your friends. And she's like, excuse me, is it because I'm black? And he's like, no. Oh my god, I love that movie so much. That's another one I will
think she
watch
was
every
at
time it comes on.
Universal the week that we went.
Was she really?
I think so, but it wasn't. I don't think it was any of the days that I saw. I'm in like one of those groups for the parks on Facebook, and someone had posted a picture of her in line at one of the rides. I think that Sean went on.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, damn, you mean I was that close to possibly meeting Queen Latifah?
Here's the thing. I would never be one that would go, like, oh my god, I love you so much. But I would.
But if it was
like,
Queen Latifah, I'd
Yeah.
be like, I would silent fangirl panic so fucking hard.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like, okay, I don't want to sound like one of those people, but like, I mean, like, I've met celebrities. I've met celebrities. You've met celebrities. But like, when it comes to Queen Latifah, I would totally be like, oh my god, it's
Have I
Queen
met a
Latifah.
celebrity?
Oh my god, it's Queen. Well, John Bellion.
Are we considering him a celebrity?
Hey.
I guess because I knew him prior to celebrity status.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
still
you know,
celebrity.
vaguely knew him. That like he's still like just a guy. Hey, look, Cloud Sword. He's just like a regular guy that sings, and it feels so weird because there are so many people who are like, "Oh my god, John," and I'm like, "Oh, John Bellion." Well, like you know him, but like he's at the point where like people know him now, and that's kind of crazy.
He just did a song with Luke Combs, and Luke Combs
He
is like
just
my favorite.
did a whole album.
Yes, so one of my favorite country singers in the entire world is Luke Combs. Like I absolutely love him. Every song he comes out with, I'm like, oh my god. It's really hard for me to say I have like a favorite singer in a genre. I have like favorite songs I like, but like he is legit. Every song he comes out with, I love. They're like I just love him. And he came out. He did a song with Ed Sheeran. He did a song with John Bellion, which is beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. Hold on, I'll tell you the name of it because it's John Bellion featuring Luke Combs, and it is so good.
Excuse me.
It's called Why.
Ah.
It is so good. I just love, and Luke Combs covers a lot of like Ed Sheeran. Like before he became like country famous, he covered a lot of like Ed Sheeran songs, and then he just got to do a song with Ed Sheeran, so it was like full circle moment. And I was like, oh my god, I love him so much.
I don't know if I've ever paid much attention to Luke Combs.
I love him.
Do I know a song of his? I know that sounds embarrassing, but I'm not a big country music girl. Every once in a while, I find something that I might like the sound of, but
I know a lot of people have liked like some of my other friends who don't listen to country. They really like the song "Ain't No Love in Oklahoma," which he did for the new Twister movie.
haven't seen the new Twister movie.
He did that one for the new Twister movie. My favorite song is the one he wrote about his brother that died, which is called "Where the Wild Things Are." And
I understand that that's also a movie. And a
I mean,
book.
there is a yes, but it's not about the same thing that the movie and the book are about. This was legitimately about his brother.
but the book and the movie aren't about his brother.
No, the book and the movie came out a long time ago.
These are all separate things.
They're very separate. Yes.
Oh.
But yeah, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma is the one.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
looking
I
at.
don't think I know any songs of his. I'm like looking at a list of his songs right now, and
I love him so much. Yeah, my
none of
favorite
these
is
seem familiar to me.
Where the Wild Things Are, Love You Anyway. I love Ain't No Love in Oklahoma is okay. Kevin's favorite is Beer Never Broke My Heart,
Oh.
which is, but his song with Ed, he did a cover of Dive by Ed Sheeran. Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Like, I just love him. When he comes to Germany, you best believe. I don't care which one of my children I have to put up as collateral, but I'm going to see him. Lily loves him too, and like Lily's not like a country person at all. She doesn't like country, but she loves him.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not usually a big country person. It's not usually my vibe.
That's the thing. Is like I don't.
Yeah, every once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
I hear something and I'm like, okay, okay.
Yeah. I don't. So I like it. It's never been something that's like the only thing I listen to, you know, because like if my music taste is so like varied, but like when it comes to him, I will, if he could put out a song with somebody I cannot stand, and I would listen to it over and over and over again. That's how much I love him.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of somebody I absolutely. He could put out a song with the Beastie Boys, and I would listen to it on repeat. That's how much I love him.
Ah, the Beastie Boys.
I was trying to think of somebody I don't like, and it's like, I was like, wait, there's not many people I don't like as singers.
Who? I don't think there are too many I don't like. I mean, there are probably a lot. It's not that I don't like the Beastie Boys. It's just that I don't actively seek out the Beastie Boys.
Oh, it is 100%. I don't like them. No offense.
Beastie Boys have come to town a few times, actually.
One of them died, I
In North
think.
Carolina.
Yeah, from cancer.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Unfortunate
Cancer
situation.
stuff. Yeah. Scary.
Yeah, but I genuinely, I really love him.
No.
You see, people were throwing a fit because Beyonce brought out Jay-Z at her concert in Paris, and like, why did we get that in the U.S.? Do you hate Americans?
She also brought out Miley.
Yeah.
And they did Most Wanted. And I was like, damn, I could have been in Paris right now. Because I actually do really like that song. I know people hate on her, but I like Beyonce. And I know people hate on her, but I like Miley too.
Oh, yeah. I like Miley as she's gotten older. I mean, I like her stuff from when she was younger, too, but, like, I really
I was
like
gonna say,
her.
even when she was younger, just Miley has always had a pretty nice,
Yeah.
a pretty nice range and a very nice even like tone or pitch when she sings.
I
I
feel
always
like
thought she was pretty talented.
her older stuff now is, like, the stuff that I really fuck with. Like, I love the stuff that she did, like, after her and Liam got divorced. And, like, I think, like, her first Grammy
Oh, yeah,
that
I will
she
say some of
won-
her music got a little weird at some
It
point,
did.
but I mean, listen, the girl can sing the hell out of a ballad, and
Yes.
that honestly, like, hats off to her.
Yes, like, when she did, like, Jaded, I love that song so much. That's the song she did about, Liam after they got divorced. And, like, the song that she did, Flowers, I think is so... I love it. I think that's one hell of, like, a breakup song.
Yeah.
Because she's not saying, like, I hate you. She's just saying, I can do all the things for myself that I thought you would have done for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's great. And I do like Beyonce, but I like more of I don't Beyonce. Like I was thinking the other day, like the song that pops in my head the most by Beyonce is Formation, and I don't know why. Like I think of it all the time.
I probably think of Upgrade You most.
That one a lot too. They'll be constantly, oh, Walker, I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. I like my baby hair with baby hair and afro. I love that song so much. And I think I like it because it was right at the point where everyone was calling her Illuminati, and she was like, y'all hate this corny with that Illuminati mess. I'm like, yeah, get them.
They're like, she's possessed. I'm like, this is a clip that was 2 seconds long, played forward and then reversed from I don't know when. Like, she's not possessed. You guys are fucking idiots.
Like,
leave her alone.
Settle down. It's not that serious, friends.
Let the girl live. People do weird shit all the time. You don't see them on the news.
People who deserve to be on
You
the
want
news
excitement? Look at Florida Man if you want excitement. How about that?
You want something even crazier? Put your birthday in, and then you have your own Florida Man.
You want something even more wild? Look at our president. Yeah, I said it.
I'm just saying, like, it's wild. Y'all hate this corny with that Illuminati mess. And the fact that, like, the fact that Blue Ivy was in that video when she was, like, a baby, and now she's, like, dancing with her mom on stage.
She's so pretty.
She is so pretty. And the older she gets, the more she looks just like Beyonce.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought she looked like Beyonce when she was a kid. When she was a
like
baby,
Jay.
I thought she looked like Jay. And then she hit somewhere around, like, and I was like, oh no, that baby's gonna look like Beyonce when she gets old.
Well,
She looks like Bae with a baby face.
Well, so for me, I think she looks like. I thought she looked like Jay.
Honestly, she looks like both when she's next to them. But I thought she looked like Bae from like 3 or 4 on.
Yeah, so I was gonna say anywhere from like 3 and under, she looked like Jay, and I was like, oh, that poor baby. But then I
didn't think that.
But then as she.
I know he's not the strongest looker, but I didn't think she was ugly.
No, I didn't think she was ugly. I just thought she was gonna grow up to look just like him with lady form. But I think she is gorgeous now. She's so pretty. And she's so well spoken.
She's very pretty.
And like watching Beyonce talk about her, she was like, she wanted to dance, she begged me for it, and I told her no, and then she's like, I'll give you one shot to do it, and she's like, because she said she would like rehearse like crazy, and that's what made her realize like, oh, maybe I should let her try. And then
she's a performer.
And then she came out on stage that one day, and then she practiced every day since, and she wanted to do more, and she's like I couldn't tell her no. And I love too, a lot of celebrities don't do this, but I love that she keeps her outfits age appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, she's
on
a
stage.
child.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like, I've seen other celebrities that let their kids dress like the way you shouldn't be dressing.
Who are these celebrities?
I don't want to get canceled.
Who did I miss? What?
I said I don't want to get canceled. I'm not going to talk about people.
We've been talking about people all night. Now you want to get bashful?
No, I just didn't want to name drop. Like, so, like, if you look at, like...
I mean, if they've done it on stage with their kid, you're not calling them out. It's already out there. I just haven't seen it.
Well, like, if you look at, like, so, like, when we were younger, like, Brooke Shields and stuff like that, when she was, like, 13, she was dressing, like, very inappropriately.
What is Brooke Shields?
When she it doesn't matter who she was when she was 13.
I mean, it does if I don't know who the hell she
you said who is Brooke Shields. I thought you said it's Brooke Shields. Like, she could dress like...
I it does kind of know if I don't know who the hell she even is.
I thought you knew who it was.
Oh, when she was 13?
Yeah, she was dressing kind of... And, like... Which is whatever, like, but it's like, I like that Beyonce keeps her daughter's clothes, like, age appropriate.
I don't know if this is a cultural thing.
Even like beauty pageants and stuff, like you know like where they let their daughters dress. Like you got these babies dressing in like bathing suits on stage. I don't agree with that. I don't like that.
Nah, it's not my jam. I'm not a beauty pageant kind of person. I mean,
That's
I
a,
understand the adult ones and the fundraising and the charities and the
yeah.
stuff behind it sometimes, but I'm also like not a passion person.
I think there
I think
should
some of
be
those
a.
talents are good though.
I think it should be. Oh yeah, but I think it should be like an age thing, like a certain age. But
It should
also,
definitely be an age thing.
that's what I'm saying. It's like I like that she keeps them age appropriate, and I think I think Blue Ivy is fucking killing it. She's doing amazing.
She's doing amazing.
Winifred. She heard somebody and just went whoa.
Lucy heard the steps creak and perked her little head up and went "Ruff" earlier today.
Why'd this?
I looked at her, she looked at me, we looked at the door, we looked back at each other, then she laid her head back down, and I was like, alright. Freaking out.
Like I'll pretend it didn't happen if you pretend it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
you didn't hear nothing, I didn't hear nothing, but my phone's ready if I need. Nah, we're good. This is actually a pretty safe neighborhood. It's very quiet.
It, I think the house is cute, other than the few things that you showed me.
Other than the like few 50 minor things that are just first world problems, it's not that bad of a house. It's also very old. It's a much older house than I think like I would live in. But it's comfortable enough for an Airbnb, but there are enough small issues for me to be like, I'd never come back here.
But it's also.
But if someone who is less maintenance wants to come here, like, it's perfect enough for another person to stay if they're not, picky like me on some stuff.
I think it's a good. I think it's a cool experience, like, cause it's an old house. It's like, oh, cool. Like I stayed in like one of the old like colonial houses, but.
Well, it's definitely not an old colonial house, but it is a house that's probably been here for the last, like, maybe close to 50 years.
I just couldn't think
The
of the right
floors are
word.
definitely, like, the original hardwood flooring for sure.
I could tell by that brick patch you sent me.
Okay.
Like I think it's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It could use some updates, like patches in the walls or the ceilings because there are a lot of cracks around here, which makes me think like, I don't really know how long this place has.
Oh,
but,
like it beats that one real fast.
Yeah, because there are cracks like everywhere when it comes to the walls and like in some of the ceilings, but I think it probably has like decent enough structure still, and that's probably why they haven't done anything except like try to paint over them.
Yeah.
What they should do is either repaint or come in here and wash these goddamn walls. I'll tell you that much.
Tell the person who lives there to do it.
Okay, because honestly, literally, this place looks like it was cleaned by someone who like maybe is a type B personality, and I say that as someone who cleans with a type B personality because there's shit that was missed cleaning wise that I have missed in my own home and didn't realize until back and was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be like that.
Yep.
Like there's a fake plant in most corners of this house, or at least some corners of this house, and all of them are caked with a level of dust where it's like you sat this here and then didn't touch it forever, and or like it's just real dusty.
How do you clean a fake plant though?
Dust it.
Wait.
literally with a feather duster.
I just
Or
don't feel
if
like
you
that
have the
gives it
patience, you can get a
clean.
cloth. I mean, if you're not waiting until it's caked on, one layer of dust dusts off just fine with a
I mean,
feather
I've always
duster.
had like,
We used
I've
to use feather dusters all the time on the plants in Equus, and those are real plants. They just had firm leaves on them.
so I've always used like real plants. I've just now, my mom always had like fake plants, but I've just now switched to like, like I have real plants, but I've also switched to like having some fake plants. And I was just thinking
Hmm.
about that the other day. I was like, man, how am I gonna clean these? Do I just like rinse them off and put them back?
It also depends on, I guess, the type of material that it's made out of.
Yeah.
Because if it's like you ever go to like Walmart or like the craft store and get the fake flowers and they have that like rough texture to them?
Yeah.
Like those are hard to clean. I wouldn't get stuff like that. But like this fake ficus that I'm looking at, they could have taken a feather duster to it regularly and it would never look the way that it looks right now.
Just leave them a note. They're like, clean your ficus.
I have a list. I have a list and I have pictures to send to them and be like, literally, like, get a professional cleaner in here. Stat. This place is disgusting. Also, it's not disgusting. It's clean. I'm just picky about the ficus thing. Also, like, they need to throw out their pots and pans and just get stainless steel pots and pans in here because they have non-stick pans, but these non-stick pans are clearly pans that even Goodwill wouldn't take. And I'm like,
Oh.
how do I use this? So I have like one sole pot that I've been using for like every one sole pan that's good that I've been using for everything. And I just rewash them over and over. And it's only been 2 days. That'd be a long fucking week.
Say, you sound like you going through it.
I don't mind keeping things tidy in an Airbnb. I don't care to get an Airbnb like versus a hotel for that particular reason because I know people are like, I'm not taking care of a home. I'm not. Totally agree. Totally understand. In this particular situation, I'm okay with doing an Airbnb because I kind of want to have the
neighborhood
feeling of
experience.
like, yeah, being at home. So I don't
Yeah.
care. But that being said, that does mean that my standards are a little different, and I probably hold Airbnbs to a higher standard than I do hotels. I'm probably a little bit more critical on Airbnbs than I am on hotels. And I don't put that in reviews unless it's like a really bad place and I'm like, people need to know. Then I'll put it in a review and be like, FYI, beware. But like for stuff like this is stuff that I would just like send in a list as a frequent Airbnb user. I would just put these things like in a list and be like, hey, that would like accommodations far better for like guests in the
Yeah.
future. Like here are some examples of like things you could do. Like I did a whole list of things for a place up in Newark, and one of the things that I mentioned to them having was like a prepared book of like check-in rules, check-out rules, like if you want to take the extra time, like throw in restaurants or something. But like at least house rules so that we're not constantly like going back and being like, hey, this isn't in the description of the listing. Like, what do we do about X, Y, and Z? You know what I mean? What do we?
Yeah.
I think one of the issues was like the Wi-Fi. Like Wi-Fi was listed as an availability, and then we got to the house, and then nothing gave us an indication of what the Wi-Fi was. It wasn't in the listing. It wasn't in the confirmation. It wasn't in the check-in like messages. It wasn't in, and we had to text the or message the host, and then the host had to message us back like, oh, try this Wi-Fi. And I'm like, why wasn't this just available if it was available? I think another thing was like blankets weren't on the beds. We had sheets, but we didn't have a comforter or a blanket. And I was like, where are the comforters or blankets? And then they like brought up freshly washed comforters and blankets. And I was like, again, this should have been in the room.
Yeah. Well,
It was especially irritating because we pulled in at like midnight and like had a cold house and no blankets.
The
And it
one,
was summer, and if we turned the AC off, we'd die.
the only bad experience I think, well, we had that one that we got the first time we went on our Florida trip, like where it was like me and
Oh, because
Nishan,
of
because the
the.
beds and the sound and the pool.
Oh right, yeah. I know what you're talking about. The one with the pool that never heated up.
Yes, and we were all so
We were just
upset.
swimming in an ice cold pool, and it was still ice cold, even when it was like 9.
Yes, we were all so upset. But
I was too mad.
the one that really got me was this last one we were in, is because like I made sure that place was spotless. I did the laundry, I washed the towels, I did everything, put them back, folded them, did everything. Like I took pictures, and then they went in there and spilled something in the room my girls slept in,
Oh
and
right,
tried
and they
to
were
say
like,
it was
this
me.
stain. I was like, that's not there. There's no way. Like I literally was in that room, and there was nothing on that floor when I was last
And
in
this was
there.
like a massive stain, like
Yeah,
massive. And I was
like
like,
we would have
there's
noticed
no
this.
way. Considering I went in there, I
And
did
they didn't have
everything.
any juice. They didn't even have water in that room.
They,
So like, where did
my
it come from? Them.
my
And
girls
then I
were
was
there
like,
one night.
and then I remember you showed us the pictures of the screenshots or whatever, and I was like, literally the address in the corner of the photo on it. So either they're
Yeah,
like, or they're lying to you.
yeah. And they were like, no, this is the house she stayed in. And they're like, oh, my apologies, that's the wrong house. And I was like, I know, that's what we just said. And then they're like, yeah, no, here's the right house. And then they showed that massive red stain in the girls'
I was like,
room.
yeah, and that's when they sent the massive red stain, but it was one of the same pictures, and they just like rotated a different way, and then
And slapped the address on it.
no, that's not the right room.
Yeah, and I was like, my girl slept in that room for a solid 8 hours, and then the rest of the week it was all just us there, and nobody was even in
No
that
one
room.
was even in the room.
Like,
I was the room next door to it, and I never touched that door.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I full on told him, like, you're not scamming me, because I absolutely not. And then I got a hold of, so Airbnb had gotten a hold of me, and they're like, hey, they're saying like you won't pay like your cleaning fee, and I said no, I won't. And so they full on called me, and they're like, okay, like you need to pay it, or you're gonna have, like, you're not gonna be allowed to use Airbnb anymore. And I said, then I won't use it. I said,
Bye.
yeah, I said I will not use it. And I said if my kids had made that mess, I would happily pay it. So my kids weren't even there for a full day. Um, I said, and I went through. Yeah, they showed pictures of like towels piled up, and I was like, no, I washed all the towels.
Like
I
literally
straightened up
none
the
of this was
deck.
from us.
I took the trash out. Like all they had to do was go in and like sweep, mop, and like sanitize. Like I went through. I made sure the toilet paper rolls were refilled. I did everything before I left. And
They were liars.
yeah, trying to like they were just trying to charge us.
You should have resent the photo that they sent you.
Oh, I did.
With the wrong address on it to Airbnb and been like, I'm not paying it because corner, this is not my address. Scam me, and this is not the location where I stayed.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I showed them everything, and they're like, okay, well, we're
And they're
gonna look
still
into
like,
it.
you're banned.
They're like, we're gonna look into it, and then we'll get back in touch with you. They never got back in touch with me, which shows me that they know I was trying to be scammed.
Yep.
Like, it was a gorgeous house, but don't fuck with my money.
Right. You think you can catch it? Yeah, I take
Like,
pictures
a
of the
giant
place when
red
I check as
stain.
soon as I check in and as soon as I check out.
That's what
Like
I
I
did.
go back and I do a walkthrough and I do a little video and I do pictures and I'm like, I am prepared.
I did.
Don't fuck with me.
When I cleaned everything, I took a picture of the towels stacked up nice and neat. I took a picture of where I washed everything. I took a picture how I put the patio back the way it was supposed to be. I took pictures of every single room, and there was no stain in that room, a giant red stain. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, come for somebody who's not prepared. Don't come for me.
Exactly. You think we finna be out in these streets messing up our money?
And they're like,
nah.
you're gonna have to pay. It was like a $1,200 cleaning fee at the end. And I was like, absolutely
Is
not.
Rich still on a call right now?
He's at his meeting. He said.
You lame as hell, bro. I know you got 2 headsets on. Fuck you.
I really hope he
He's
comes.
hot right now because he can't respond. But when he does, he's gonna be like, and I heard that shit. Fuck you too.
I expected him to just disconnect you. He can't do anything, can't respond, so he just disconnected.
I expected him to mute and turn his head and be like, "Bitch, I heard."
But you won't fuck with me? She said you a broke bitch.
First of all, no one said that.
Just trying to add to it. I am, however, going to tell everyone good night on stream. I have to wake my kids up in a few minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end stream. But I'll still be here, though. I'm just saying. I'm going to end stream. I had a great time, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me while I played Power Wash. I'll be back. Also, if you guys want to see like Car Mechanic Simulator or any other simulators, I'll play them.